is the son of Natalie and Blaine Mackey. Ronick Janelle Scott. Ronick Scott of Kelowna is the son of Jennifer Buys and Kendall Washington. Congratulations to the 2025 Hahnville High School Boys Homecoming Court. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Hahnville High School to tonight's athletic contest between the visiting Thibodaux Tigers and your Fighting Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you to please rise for the presentation of the colors. Tonight's color guard is being presented by Hahnville High School's Air Force Junior ROTC LA 933. The commander for the color guard is Cadet Thibodaux. The state flag is held by Cadet Looney. The American guard is Cadet Savoy, and the state guard is Cadet Villegas. This year, the Hahnville Junior ROTC Mission Support Commander is Corbin Baird. Please welcome Hahnville baseball player Carson Revere to lead us in a moment of prayer and reflection prior to tonight's game.
Dear God, I pray over all people that gather here tonight. I ask you to bless this game, allow the players to play through you with your strength because we can accomplish all things through the Lord. Keep the players humble, remind them that their identity isn't in the game but in you, Lord. Thank you for bringing the players together as a team. Bless each player with strength, focus, determination, and power in tonight's game. Help them play with respect through today's game, protect them from injuries, and guide their feet through the field. I pray for everyone to get home safe tonight after the game. Win or lose, let's honor you, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you remain standing, and gentlemen, please remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem. The national anthem will be performed by the Hahnville High School Fighting Tiger Marching Band. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are excited to have Destrehan Dunmouse in attendance to serve as our honorary captain. Born and raised in Hahnville, Destrehan is a proud graduate of Hahnville High School, class of 1994.
All right. Good evening, everyone. This is Alik Ba, here joined by Press Play Productions, and I'm here joined with Coach Landis at the Hahnville Tiger Stadium. Here tonight, we have Hahnville Tigers and against the Thibodaux Tigers. All right, Coach Landis, what do you think about the atmosphere here tonight?
Yeah, Leek, we got a full crowd here. We got a good team in Thibodaux coming in 5-0, 2-0 in district. We got Hahnville 4-1, 1-1 in district, and you know the community is starting to get behind this team. They feel a little bit something in the atmosphere. On the Hahnville side, we have a packed house here tonight. It's electric. I'm looking forward to a good game, and it may determine the district when it's all said and done.
All right, and what do you think some of the key plays might be into games tonight?
Yeah, some of the key players. We got the quarterback from Thibodaux. His name is Damian Robinson. He had a good week last week. He was 11 for 19 with 157 yards passing. He had a TD. They have a tandem of running backs. Number 36, Simeon Adams. He had 9 carries last week for 81 yards. That's a 9-yard average and 1 TD. And Number 5, Vondarius Brown for Thibodaux, 17 carries last week for 109 yards. Got over the century mark. He had 2 TDs. On the Hahnville side, though, Leak, we got Mr. Celestine, who had 200 yards all-purpose, 3 touchdowns, total 15 carries, 165 yards. That's an 11.1 average. Let's see if he could do that tonight against the Thibodaux Tigers. That's going to be big. And Landon Teague was 10 for 15 for 195 yards. He completed passes to 6 receivers last week. That's phenomenal. Again, there was a standout last week, a young guy. His last name is Porter, sophomore, 5 carries, 82 yards. Look out for those players.
All right, Coach Landers. And so it seems like, there's a lot of great plays that are going to be made tonight. So what are you thinking that we're looking at for, like, formations? Like, what do you think the teams might average in?
Yeah, Hahnville's going to come out. They're going to continue to run a multiple offense. They're going to line up in a bunch of different formations. They're going to run the ball. They got some weapons at receiver. We know the weapons. We talking about people like number 5, Kavius Singleton, and number 10, Bennett Nakhan. On defense, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to have good defensive line. And for Thibodaux, their defense is unique. They do split coverages. You're going to see man-to-man on one side. You're going to see zone on the other. That's difficult for a high school offense to pick up. Sometimes you can run motion, and you usually run motion to determine whether they man or zone. They're going to have a hard time picking that up. And Thibodaux runs multiple offenses. They vary the tempo. You'll see a lot of motion.
All right, and here we are with the Hahnville starting. And there will be starting in the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that was number 9, Aljero Walker with the kickoff return. Number 5, Kavius Singleton with the kickoff return. That was a good return to the left. Picked up a lot of yards. We're going to start the ball 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line for the Tigers.
All right, and we've seen this in the last game here. It seems like, we're going to be starting with good yard coverage for the Tigers. What advantage do you think that might give them later on in the game?
Yeah, these are the hidden yards, like you talked about last week. The yards, you're not starting back on the 20, you're starting at the 40. So that definitely gives us an advantage. You only have to go 6 yards. With that first play, Hahnville sent in a guy in motion, H-back, and they ran right behind that guy for about 1 yard. So it's going to be 2nd and 9 right here.
All right.
Hahnville lines up with 2 receivers to the top and 2 receivers to the bottom with Teague in the shotgun.
And it seems like they tried to run through the middle here with a gain of 2 yards.
Yeah, that's Fabian Celestine. Hahnville's going to run the ball up there. They're going to try to wear out that defensive line. But that brings them up. They're a little bit behind right here. It's about 3rd and 8. Expect to see them pass the ball right here.
Okay, and what are we seeing from the defense here?
Yeah, they lining up. It looks like Thibodaux's lining up in a 4-man front.
And
it appears to be a man-to-man coverage here.
Okay. That was a great throw here by...
Yeah, great throw by 18 Landon Teague. He hit number 1 Fabian Celestine out the backfield for an 8-yard gain. That's a first down for the Hahnville Tigers.
All right, and we're already seeing as the Tigers push down the field against Thibodaux here tonight.
Yeah, they're lined up with 3 receivers right now to the left, 1 to the top. Teague looking to the sideline to get the signal from Coach Boyne. Yeah, that pass was thrown into some coverage right there. It's a good coverage by the Thibodaux Tigers. That's number 1 for Thibodaux. But we have a player down for Thibodaux. Coaches coming from the sideline. Yeah, that was good coverage. Looked like they were playing man-to-man down to the low side right there. Teague tried to force that ball in, but it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. So we got an injured player down. Just some note. Yeah, for Thibodaux. And he's up, seems to be okay. It's number 1, Marion Southall. He's also one of their running backs. He must be playing both ways there.
Yeah, we're already starting off, kind of rough here, but that's kind of what we can expect from the first quarter of the game.
Yeah, both teams are trying to figure each other out, see what kind of plays they're going to run on offense and defense, and they're going to slowly make some adjustments.
All right, we have 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Wow, we really seen a power right there.
Yeah, good hard run by Celestine. Give a little credit to that offensive line on the right side. They did a good job opening a hole. Celestine's got an 8-yard gain right there, but it's going to bring third down at about 4. It's going to be a crucial play for the Tigers.
And Celestine's one of those crucial players, one of those key players in the game, correct?
Yeah, he's a guy that you can count on. It's 3rd and 4. You may see him get the ball to Celestine here again, but I'm expecting a pass. And it is a run to Celestine. The Thibodaux Tigers are swarming. They made a good play right there on defense. Thibodaux's a good defensive team. It's going to be a struggle. Thibodaux in 5 games have given up 39 points.
Wow.
That's 9.75 points per game. So
Hahnville's on their 4th and seems 5. What do you think? Would you think they'd be able to get past?
Yeah, they're going to pass it down right. It's a passing down right here. It's actually an empty set. We have 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen and 2 receivers to the top.
And so they're playing zone coverage here. They'll be going they'll be going out far, right?
Yeah, we need 5 yards right here. We can have. And there's a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is. It may have been delay of game. Yeah, delay of game of the Tigers. I think they took that delay of game intentional. They out of field goal range. It's a little bit long for a first down. Gives the punter a little bit room, a little bit further he can punt the ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit more on gameplay to see what the coaches want to do here.
Yeah, I believe that penalty was intentional. They let the clock run down.
That's a great punt here. Okay.
Yeah, a beautiful punt down to the 3-yard line. See, Ali?
And a good bounce, too.
Yeah, good bounce. And it ended up being a good call to let the clock run out and take the delay of game. If we don't take the delay of game, the ball's in the end zone. It's a touchback, and Thibodaux's getting it at the 20-yard line. So
but
that's
still
purpose.
giving it to Thibodaux, and it might end up giving them the first points of the game.
Yeah, well, let's say Hahnville's defense is very, very tough. Hahnville's got a tough defense. A little fact about Hahnville's defense: 12.8 points per game they've given up. That's not a lot. They had one big game where they gave up 38 against Terrebonne, but other than that, Hahnville has not given up more than 7 points yet this year.
Wow.
Okay, except for that Terrebonne game. So I expect Hahnville defense to be stout right here.
And as you can see, they're really proving that they have solid defense here.
Yeah, they have a solid defense. That was a quarterback run by I believe it was number 3, Damian Robinson. They just trying to get out from the end zone right here, give their quarterback a little bit more room to work. You don't want to pass in this situation when you're on the 1-yard line because you can easily get a safety if you get tackled into the end zone. So
right.
They just trying to give some room right here for their offense.
The runner back tries to run down the middle here. And are they continuing to work with more room for quarterback?
Yeah, we're going to see a bunch of runs. Last week they ran the ball 26 times total. Between 2 running backs, Simeon Adams and Vondarius Brown, you're going to see those 2 guys get a heavy dose of the run. It's 3rd and 5 though. Expect a pass. Look for number 1, Amiron Southall, as there's his go-to receiver.
Okay, we watch this. Damien has an incomplete pass here to
Yeah, he tried to complete the ball to number 5 right there. That number 5 is Mondarius Brown, one of his running backs. He was trying to get that guy in open space and see if he can make a move and make a Hahnville Tiger miss. But fortunately for the Tigers, that was incomplete. And Thibodaux is going to run out the punting unit. Hahnville should get good field position right here. Their returner setting up at their own 40-yard line.
And that's not giving Thibodaux much room to work with here for a punt.
Yeah, it's tough to punt. You got limited space for the punter. Watch sometimes the punter will step out the back of the end zone. That'll give Hahnville Tigers some points right there. But I think he's got enough room where he's not in danger of a safety unless there's a bad snap. Hahnville went for the block there. Number 83 almost got a hand on it. Thibodaux gets a good roll. Looks like the ball's going to be stopped right at the 50-yard line.
And that gives Hahnville, that starts Hahnville at a great spot too.
Yeah, Hahnville's got good field position right here. Hahnville, you know, I'm expecting a good drive right here and maybe some points because Hahnville has an explosive offense. They have scored 43.8 points per game this season. So we know Hahnville's going to score. But on the other side, Thibodaux is averaging 35, so it could be a shootout by the end of the game. Right now, it looks very defensive, but it could end to a shootout once these coaches figure out what the defense is doing.
Because like you said, they're just trying to figure each other out, you know, get a feel for each other's team, right?
Correct.
Coaches trying to figure out what they're looking for. And
yeah, that tackle was by 99, Jeremiah Jones, a senior defensive lineman from Thibodaux.
that was a great play by Thibodaux's defense here.
Yep. That's going to bring us down to 2nd and 11.
Pushes Hahnville back a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a good play by Thibodaux. It puts Hahnville behind the sticks. You know, it's longer than you would like to be on 2nd down.
Yeah, Fabian Celestine on the right.
Teague rolls. He finds a receiver.
Oh, incomplete pass here.
Incomplete pass, overthrown to number 13, Caden Brand, a wide receiver, junior.
That'll be 3rd and 11 here for Hahnville. So we're watching as Hahnville tries to show their offensiveness against Thibodaux. It seems to not be working out well for them here.
Yeah, it's still early. It's still early. You got to be patient, you know.
Watch how they warm up here.
Yeah. So Hahnville lines up with 2 receivers to the top, 2 receivers to the bottom of your screen. One goes into motion. That is
great pass here. And that's exactly the pass we were looking for here, and that leads to a touchdown by Hahnville Tiger number 10. That's Bennett Knockan.
Yeah, that was a great throw there by Landon Teague. Landon Teague displayed his arm right there. That was a beautiful slant ran by Bennett Knockan. Teague rifled that in there. That went for about a 50-yard gain right there.
And that's exactly the offense that you said, you know, that was explosive that we needed to see in order for Hahnville to get that point, that touchdown.
Yeah, Hahnville's got a lot of weapons, man. And as we watch this game, you're going to see people like Bennett Knockan, Kavius Singleton, and Fabian Celestine. I mean, people are coming from all over the place. That's an advantage you haven't seen Hahnville have in many years. It ought to be an exciting game.
And that was an extra point that leads us 7-0 with 6 minutes and 17 seconds left on our clock, and that leaves Hahnville with that advantage here.
Yeah, it's always good to get on top, right? You got to score to win, right?
It starts the game off very well.
That's it.
And so Hahnville will be kicking to Thibodaux. So yeah, as you were saying, you know, I think, you know, coaches have like great authority over the game. Like they set up the formations, they get their players ready, and their players just do the rest here.
Yeah, the wonderful thing about this game, we got a great Coach Boyne for Hahnville has been a great offensive coordinator for many years. He understands how to run our offense. The head coach for Thibodaux High is actually a St. James native. Used to play football for St. James. He's in his first year. He was a head coach at Ascension Catholic last year for his first time ever. Went 11-2, took the team to the semifinals. He signed with LSU out of high school. He's a 5-star player. He's a great offensive mind as well. So these are good coaching staffs. Hahnville, their assistant coaches. There's head coaches on Hahnville's assistant coach staff that have been head coaches other places.
Wow.
So that's unbelievable. And
So
then
that's a lot of leadership in one staff.
a lot of leadership. And some of the people on our TV listening to us on TV might recognize another coach on Thibodaux's team called Skylar Green. He was a good wide receiver, running back, and quarterback at Higgins High. So there's a lot of ties in this game where folks at home might recognize the coaching staff from both sides.
And so here we see how Thibodaux's farther back in their own territory, starting off.
Yeah, Thibodaux tried some kind of trick play there. They had a guy in motion. You thought it was going to be some kind of flea flicker, but Hahnville had pressure. Number 0, Raymond Williams, the defensive end, a senior, had pressure on the quarterback, was in his face. He couldn't get the throw off. So that's a great job by the Hahnville defense.
All right, and what are we looking at here for Hahnville, for their defense? Are we just looking for a man-to-man or a zone?
It looks like Hahnville's running in a zone right now. It's a good defensive stop. It's number 53 on the stop. 53 is Frederick Downing. He's coming out of the linebacker position. He's a senior. I believe I saw on Facebook today that he might be a hard commit to Southeastern.
Okay.
Yep.
So we have some of Hahnville's players, some more of their history going into college football.
Yeah, it's wonderful to watch big games like this because there's going to be players on this field tonight that's going to play some big-time college football.
And that leaves them 3rd and 8 with 5 minutes and 35 seconds left on the clock. Still 7-0. And a successful pass here down at the 31-yard line.
Yeah, that was a nice pass right there. The quarterback was patient, let the play develop. He got himself a 15-yard gain.
And that'll leave us 1st and 10.
Yeah, not a bad play by Hahnville secondary. As soon as he caught the ball and made the tackle, he was playing with a little bit of cushion.
Oh, man, I don't know what I just saw there.
Yeah, that was number 26 running the ball up the left side for Thibodaux, Simeon Adams. Simeon Adams is a sophomore, very productive player. They're going to have him for a long time.
It's great to see some of these players grow. You see them in their earlier games of varsity, and then they just grow to become great players.
Yeah, another run right there.
Seems like Hahnville's just moving them along the field. They have steady gaining yards here. That'll lead them 3rd and 7.
Third and 3.
3rd.
Thibodaux is an interesting formation. They have 4 wide receivers to the left side, 1 receiver to the bottom of your screen. Either you're going to see a quarterback draw or some kind of, there's a guy in motion. Might still see a bubble screen or something, that nature. We got offsides on the Thibodaux Tigers. That's a big break for Hahnville. It was 3rd and 3. That's going to push Thibodaux back. Now they're going to be playing 3rd and 9. That takes away a lot of their plays, Alik, and where they were. They had an opportunity to run plays or pass plays. This is really going to be a passing down now.
Closes up that playbook a little bit more.
Yep.
That's allows Hahnville to predict more. Here you have the quarterback running.
Yeah, it's a draw to the right side. A great play by number 30. Number 30 tripped him up. That's Jeremiah Brickhouse.
But that leaves Thibodaux with,
It's 4th down, but they're going
right
for
there.
it. 4th and 1. Expect Hahnville maybe to blitz one of the gaps right here. It's like 34 maybe on the move. And there he goes. And he's right up the middle, and 34 makes the sack.
And that was a pivotal part of the game right there that allows for a turnover here.
Yeah, 34, that's Leland Khalili.
And that might allow for Hahnville to, have a larger advantage, open up that gap a little bit more.
Yeah, it's going to be Hahnville's ball now at the 42-yard line.
Leading into Thibodaux's own territory.
Hahnville play first and 10 from the Thibodaux 41.
I look for Hahnville to probably try to strike quick right here. You know, a quick turnover like that on downs, you got that momentum. Sometimes you can do a quick strike play right now. That would put us up 14-0 and give us a tremendous amount of momentum.
So they're just looking for that extra gain in the start of the quarter. And it was exactly what you were looking for.
Yeah, it was incomplete. It looked like Hahnville was going to try to throw the ball downfield a little bit deeper, but he went to the underneath guy. But there's a flag on the play. It's in the vicinity of holding. Yep, it's holding on the Tigers.
And that'll push them up a little bit.
Yeah.
Or that'll be 1 and 5.
A lot of times when plays get extended like that and the quarterback has to roll out, those offensive linemen have to hold up and continue to stop that defense from penetrating. A lot of times you will see holding on that kind of play. It's just an offensive lineman trying not to let them get to their quarterback is very difficult. You can expect those on extended plays.
So that leaves them 1st and 20. Here, an interesting play by Landon Teague, leading us to what Fabian Celestine running, getting past most of Thibodaux's defensive line.
Yeah, we got a flag on the play. That was a broken play. We had two running backs colliding in the backfield. Teague kept his composure and hit number 1 Celestine out in the flats for about a 30-yard gain, but there's a flag at the 40-yard line. A lot of times there's some kind of block in the back or a hold.
And so this might push Hahnville even farther back.
Yeah, it's going to be from the spot of the file. It looks like 10 yards from the spot of the file. That's going to put Hahnville back. Basically, they gained a yard. It's still going to be 1st down.
And so that still gives Hahnville some to work with.
Yeah.
But do you expect them to continue blitzing?
Yeah, I haven't seen much blitzing out of the Thibodaux defense yet. But I think I think Hahnville might try to get some of that yardage back right here on a run. Pass down the field.
Oh, man. It seems like we were looking at an interception from Thibodaux.
Yeah, that was a good intercept. That was a good actually a good pass by Thibodaux. He threw that slant in there to looks as if it might be number 13, Caden Brown. It was a big hit on Caden right there that made that ball go up in the air. Caden's down injured right now. That was a good return by the defense.
Great play by Thibodaux here.
There is a flag on the play in the vicinity of where Caden's at on the ground injured. The referees are meeting at the 50-yard line to determine what they want to call right here.
Yeah, so like you were saying, these quarterbacks, they're always looking for that opening to get through. We're really seeing them just view those openings and being able to, run or pass the ball based on what it's looking like on the field.
Yeah, what we've been seeing with Landon Teague the last few weeks, he's a very accurate passer. He's good at reading the defenses, and he most of the time he picks the open man, hits him on stride, put it right in the numbers. He put it right in the numbers right there, but it was a big hit. There was a personal foul right there on Thibodaux. It appears Hahnville's offense is going back on the field. I can only imagine maybe it was hitting a defenseless wide receiver. It was a big hit.
It looked devastating from up here. So that'll push Hahnville up even farther.
Yeah, let's hope Caden Brand is okay on the sideline right now. I'm trying to see if he's getting any kind of medical attention. He's a big player for Hahnville. But it's going to bring Hahnville to first and 5. It's probably about the 4th first down that they have in a row right here without a down change with all the penalties.
Yeah, so you said they had a lot of offensive power. So with one player down, that'll be a big hit, but it still wouldn't be over for Hahnville, right?
Yeah, it's not. It's definitely not over for Hahnville. That's one receiver. They have two big receivers still, and number 10 Bennett Nycan, number 5 Kavius Singleton. But he walked off, jogged off. He seems to be okay.
All right.
We'll see if he enters the game later.
Let's hope for a fast recovery here.
Yeah, Teague's in the shotgun. Hand off to Celestine. Big hole in the middle.
And that seemed to be a great rush here by Fabian Celestine.
Yeah, Fabian Celestine is one strong running back. He had good blocking, but still, once he got through there, he was dragging one of Thibodaux's defenders down the field. Impressive run, keeping his feet moving, getting every yard he can.
And that'll be 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line. And then it seems like it was a quick stop here.
Yeah, number 95 right there, Mr. Kimari Carter, a junior defensive lineman, had great penetration, made contact in the backfield. Celestine came off that tackle and still managed to gain maybe a yard before the linebacker cleaned that play up. Hahnville lines up with two wide receivers to the top of your screen, one to the bottom. Teague in the shotgun.
And it's fast to Fabian Celestine. He tries to run through the middle, but it is a gain of no yards here.
Yeah, no yards gain right there. It's going to bring down 3rd and 9. Alik, you can watch, there's this guy, Michael Props, number 6. He's the H-back and the tight end for the Tigers. A lot of times you see him going into some kind of motion. He lines up right behind the tackle. A lot of times when you see that, you'll see the running back run right behind him.
Okay.
He's acting as a fullback.
And so this is a little, we got 30 seconds left on our clock here for the quarter. But you said Tigers. Now, we do have Tigers for both Hahnville and Thibodaux. So, and that's a great play here. Incomplete pass. So yeah, so both teams are Tigers, so it is a battle for the big cats, right?
Yeah, it's a battle of some big cats. Which cat's going to win, right?
And 15 seconds left on our clock. Yeah,
it's the big cats in the district too. Hahnville 5-0 right now, 4-1, and the Thibodaux Tigers 5-0.
So yeah, we're really watching as these two duke it out, and it really seems like it might be close, but we're just starting.
Yeah, Hahnville's got the lead 7-0. We have the ball. It's early in the game. To me, it seems like Hahnville is so far dominating the game.
And it seems like they're going to make a big play here.
That pass is incomplete.
With 8 seconds left on the clock. Yeah, we're coming down to the end of the quarter here.
Yeah, it's Thibodaux's ball. When I say Hahnville's dominating the game, it's not on the scoreboard just yet. It's only 7-0, but you can definitely see that Hahnville's moving the ball. So far, Thibodaux has not moved the ball much, but I'm expecting to see a little bit more from Thibodaux as they make adjustments. As I said, they got a tandem of running backs and a quarterback that's pretty good.
All right. Yeah, we're looking at their quarterback, Damian Robertson, here.
Yeah, Damian Robinson, he's a senior. This is his first year playing quarterback. Last year he was a wide receiver. He's one of the best athletes on the team. They put him at wide receiver last year and moved him to quarterback, trying to propel this Thibodaux offense, which has been successful so far this year. He's won a couple big games. His signature wins this year are South Lafourche. Thibodaux beat South Lafourche 21-14 and East St. John 25-6. That's his signature wins for the season.
All right, that's great because it's putting them both almost 2 touchdowns over their opposing team. But we're watching as Thibodaux runs the ball down and out of bounds here.
That was a
Flag
quick
on a play.
That was a quick slant route to their junior wide receiver, Jacob Terrell.
And it seems like that'll be a great end to the first quarter here for both teams. It seems like Thibodaux will be picking us up in the second quarter here.
Yeah, moving into the second quarter, Thibodaux's going to have the ball starting at about the 50-yard line. Look for Thibodaux to make a push right here. Even the score up.
Thanks goes out to Tab Drexler for providing our players post-game meal tonight. Thank you, Tab Drexler.
That's a big play right there by Thibodaux. Thibodaux tied the score or scored a long touchdown play. It's 7-6 right now. They're lining up for an extra point.
All right. And it seems like they're going for the 2. Oh, no, extra point.
Extra point blocked by Hahnville Tigers.
And that was the first time I've seen that. You know, I've commentated a couple of games now, and this is the first time I've seen the kick get blocked by. And that was a great play by Hahnville. All right. So we're here. I'm your commentator, Alik Ba, and I'm here with Coach Landis, and I'll be interviewing Darian Dunmiles.
Yeah, so we got Destrehan Dunmiles over here today. So Destrehan Dunmiles is a 1993 graduate of Hahnville High School. He was a member of the 1992 state championship team, went 15-0. A little bit about that team. Destrehan's a running back, but that team has 7 shutouts in a row. It's amazing. I got to be a good teammate with Destrehan. Destrehan's a great guy. Glad to call him a friend of mine. Glad to get him up here, man. Found him up on Facebook. He had 1,000 yards rushing that year that they won the state championship in 1992. Went on to play college football at McNeese University. Did his studies like your teachers tell you to do. And you know, Destrehan ended up working right now. He's the director of retail and pharmacy operations for Walgreens, and he is in charge. A Hahnville graduate is in charge of 160 locations.
Wow.
Of Walgreens. That's what it's like when you graduate from Hahnville High School and you do the things you're supposed to do. So I'm going to turn it over to Alik, and I'm going to let you interview Mr. Dunmiles.
All right. It's nice to meet you.
Same here. Thank you.
And so I just wanted to ask you a couple questions here, and I'm gonna start you off with, you are the 1993 graduate of Hahnville. What are some of the fondest memories at Hahnville that you've had?
Well, I guess I can start with just coming back here to the stadium and seeing how electrifying it is. No matter how good we are, how bad we are, we always had the fan support. So being able to see the electricity and all of the support that the stands, the stadium brings to us has been phenomenal. Hearing the band marching in is electrifying as well. Got me pumped up. I felt like I wanted to put the pads on and get back out on that field. But one of the things I can always talk about is the support that the community has provided us as young men playing football. It's probably been the most fondest memory I can remember.
That's great to hear. Yeah, so
We just had a big completion right there for first down to number 16. Like to see Hahnville moving the ball right there.
great play. All right, so continuing on, and that's great to hear, but how did Hahnville impact your future?
I can say that Hahnville, because we played a high level of football, it prepared me to be ready for anything at this particular point. So school was always great, had phenomenal teachers that cared about us, that invested in us. I remember a teacher that I had, one of my math teachers is Miss Concian, and her support for me while I was there. She didn't take much from us, so it made me focus in the class, which makes me even focus when I was on the field. We had great coaching, great community. So Hahnville prepared me because all of the things that we had for us, great teachers, and just being supported by the whole community as a family was one of the things I can say that Hahnville done to prepare me. So I'm excited about that. Teachers that invested in us.
Yeah,
Right.
quick shout out right there. You mentioned Miss Concian. Miss Concian retired this year.
No, yeah, man,
Yeah,
I saw that on
last
Facebook.
year. This has been, I think she taught for like 38 years maybe, or 40 years. Yes, I had her. And Dorian, my son had him, just graduated.
No.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's the teacher. The teacher teaches your kids. So
Yeah.
that's
Funny story about that. She makes fun of me. I wasn't as good a student as my son Cooper. And my senior year, I forgot to show up for the senior exam. So my son walked in the class, and that's the first thing she told
remember?
him. Yeah, she remembered that. Fortunately, my son's on a full scholarship academic. He did not take after me,
Yes.
for sure. Yeah.
Well,
And
thank
so,
you.
yeah, that's great to hear. So being up here in the post box with us, you know, you're watching the game. Do you think you see that community? Have you heard anything about the community?
Well, just hearing how well the kids are doing. Greg Bond is actually a guy that I grew up with. We went to Holy Rosary in Hahnville. We was altar boys together, so I knew that Greg was one time supporting the Destrehan High. So when I know when he came back here, I knew what it meant to our community and what it's going to look like. So Hahnville, man, we produce a lot of phenomenal great people. Greg Bond is one of them, and I believe in everything he stands for, and this is what Hahnville needed. So really excited about that and to support, obviously, the community.
Yeah, that's really great to hear. So you still are indeed like committed to this community, and you know you're involved. I hear you are a director at Walgreens.
Yes.
So what is that like being in management?
Well, I can tell you, the first thing I would tell you about being the director at Walgreens is a lot of responsibility. So I'm in charge of the entire store. I'm in charge of supporting the management, pharmacy, making sure that we keep our licensure up. And obviously, I'm proud of the huge accomplishments we had as a company. The particular area I had has produced over $104 million in revenue,
Wow.
which is monumental for me in my area, which is huge. But I would say that for us, it's phenomenal. It's a great opportunity. I'm a servant leader of my team, and I'm always about empowering people. So as a director, I take a chance to sit back and put power and see how I can empower people to support us doing a phenomenal job at the Walgreens and just leading people through our pharmacy operations and things like that.
That's great. Yeah, I've been with ROTC, and one of the things that they stress the most is leadership.
Yes.
So seeing that from other people, as it's such a big part of my life, you know, it really does impact me as well.
Yeah.
Right? Last question here. You're a legend of the game and was an honorary captain. How did that come about, and what does it mean to you?
Well, first of all, just to come back to the stadium, to see the crowd, to have memories of when I was here, that was electrifying. To get the phone call, I was totally in shock and awe. And that's again a compliment to Greg and his leadership ability. What he wanted to do was tell his young kids and bring people that played for Hahnville, that's making an impact in the world, in this community, and show them what the significance of wearing that purple and gold means. So when he reached out to me and asked me to come and speak, it was only a matter of saying, when do you need me, what time that you need me there. And I really felt excited about, I spoke about community and what it means to represent and wearing the purple and gold to the team, and how excited I was to be here to support that. I told them that I was once in their shoes, sitting where they were sitting at, and it's phenomenal to be on the opposite side. But Greg made the call, I answered, and I came here without a question, and I'm excited about what he's doing with this team and for the community. So shout out to Greg.
All right. Shout out to Greg. Yeah, so never forget that you are one of those legends that used to play here with us. And we appreciate everything that you did. Thank you for coming.
Man, thank y'all for having me. It's honored. Appreciate you, sir. Good seeing you, man.
Before you go, let's talk a little bit about that 1992 state championship game. We driving right now. We had the 28-yard line. What I remember, Destrehan, is we playing Broadmoor, right?
Yes, sir.
And we were pretty much getting wore out at halftime.
We was losing at halftime. You're absolutely correct.
And I remember Coach Barbier coming into the locker room, and he said something like this, that good teams get to the dome, you're losing, you lay down. But great teams, when they're down, they rise to the occasion, they come back, and Coach Barbier walked out the room. And we did not hear, nobody said a word the whole game.
Wow.
When you talk about great legends, man, and being greatness, those coaches taught us how to be great.
Yes.
And it's those coaches who taught us how to be great who got us to the point where we're at today. It's our teachers, it's our coaches, right?
Yes, sir.
So we're legends of the game, but they also taught us how to be legends in life.
That's correct.
And we learned that night, how to overcome adversity.
Yes.
And when we came into the locker room at the end of the game, we came back and went. I remember Creaser Green standing on top that chair. He said, "What's the word?"
Yes.
What was the word? It was rings.
Rings, yes.
Rings. What's the word? We got that ring, man.
Yes. It's amazing how you remember that. I just was telling that exact same story, and what was more even, I guess you can say, more awesome about that scenario was that he knew what he did and what the seniors had to do at that time when he walked out of that room. You had Chris Green, and God bless him, he's not here with us anymore, but Brandon Woods, Horace Raymond, Jason Stein, Scott Main, Lionel Ines. We had people that stood up and knew exactly what we needed to do to move forward to win that game in the second half. So when you have a head coach that believes in the team and allow the leaders to be leaders and have that impact, when he walked out of that room, we all held each other accountable, and we brought home a championship ring for the community, which is one of the things that I can say that can never be taken away from us, and probably my most proudest moment to be able to leave this game as a champion for the purple and gold. So really excited. Thank y'all for having me. It's been a blast, and I enjoyed myself, and really honored I do it anytime Coach Greg called me.
All right. I appreciate having you, man. It's nice to catch up with you. Good friend of mine.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, proud to call you my friend, man.
All right.
Brandy Nichols Realty for their support of our football team. Thank you, Brandy Nichols Realty.
We have a break in the action right now. We're in a break of the action right now with 6:44 left on the clock as Hahnville 7 and Terrebonne. All right, welcome back. It's with 6:44 left in the second quarter as Hahnville 7-6. It was great to have Destrehan Dunmiles in the booth right here, right?
Yeah, it was inspirational talking to them. It really motivated me to, preach more about the rest of the game and have that little energy boost going in.
10 minutes with Destrehan.
It gives you a lot of history about, football and, behind the scenes and what happened in the past.
Did you learn a lot today about work ethic and what it takes to be a champion?
Yes. You don't only have to be, you can't only be good on the field. You have to be great in the classroom too, and it teaches you a lot, not just with the people around you, but, in life.
Yeah, you have to be great in the classroom. You have to be great on the field. You have to be great in the community. That same team that won the state championship in 1992, there was a hurricane coming midway through the season, and we canceled practice. And we went as a team on buses to the Zalmans to load sandbags and build a barrier so that the Zalmans didn't flood.
Wow, that's one way to train, hey.
Yeah, well, and that's the things. That's the thing good coaches do is they teach you how to give back into your community, because it's your community that's going to support you, and the community has always supported the teams here. A lot of the success of students, the organizations, the businesses that put money into our schools, our taxpayers that vote for taxes to make sure that the students in St. Charles Parish get the best of the best.
And they really do here. You get to see this amazing stadium and, the amazing facilities that Hahnville has, along with the rest of St. Charles Parish. And, that just really provides a lot for the community.
Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be 4th down right here for Hahnville, and about 15 yards. It's borderline field goal range. Let's see what Hahnville chooses to do. They got Borey going out, but it looks like Borey's lined up to punt. They're going to try to pin the Thibodaux Tigers back deep.
All right, and this might play how I did in the first quarter here, but they only have 6 minutes left on the clock.
While we was doing that interview, we got the call in, the long play by Thibodaux High School, but there was a blocked field goal or extra point right there, and that may play big into this game.
All right, and that was a great play. And so right there, they were going for a punt, but they decided to play. That was a great trick here by Hahnville.
Yeah, and a name I mentioned earlier, the sophomore that got a lot of carries last game that I talked to Greg Boyne this morning. I can expect to see number 16, Jackson Porter, get some more carries right there. But that was a big play right there by Jackson Porter.
Okay, well, we're seeing names come up, and it's those same players that we can expect in the future too. Not just this year, not just this season, but next season as well.
Yeah, Jackson Porter, he's only a sophomore. You're going to see him this year, and you're going to see him for 2 more years. That's a gift to the workhorse, Fabian Celestine.
All right, and it seems like he was working towards that end zone.
Yeah,
but that last play really landed him in a great spot here for him to make a couple of plays.
He got a 2-yard gain on the 3-yard line. The playbook's wide open right here for any kind of short pass, any type of run that they have.
And, Thibodaux being pushed so close to the end zone, doesn't that also kind of sort of work in their favor? For defense.
Yeah, it can work in Hahnville's favor, but sometimes it's hard to pass the ball when you're that close to the end zone, so it's you typically run the ball. But that's a keeper right there by Landon Teague. Thought Landon Teague was going to break that tackle right there. That was a quarterback bootleg to the right-hand side for no gain. Yeah, it makes it's difficult for the offense to pass the ball when they get close to the end zone, because you only have the 10 yards of the end zone to work with, and a lot of routes are longer than 10 yards. But it also sometimes it can get a little hard to pass as well, because the defensive line is going to stack their box.
And they're going to be right there when you pass.
Yeah, a lot of times it's hard to score from the 1-yard line. I prefer as a coach to be 5-6 yard line. That's a lot easier play to call,
because you can make a much easier pass.
Yeah.
But they're right there, and they are trying to push towards that end zone.
Yeah, so they're inching their way there. They're running out of downs. It's going to be 4th down right here and 2. So let's see if they decide to kick the field goal, or will they go for it on 4th down? They could line up, try to draw them off sides. It's not going to get them a 1st down, but you can get them a little bit closer to the end zone, at 1-yard line, and they can possibly run a dive play.
Okay. I'd love to see that happen.
Hahnville's waiting right now. It looks like they're going to call probably a timeout. They don't look in any urgency to get to the line of scrimmage with 4 seconds left on the play clock. And Hahnville calls timeout. So let's see what Greg Boyne decides to do. This is a big play. It's not going to determine the game. We're just in the 2nd quarter. But does Hahnville want to go up 10-6?
Yes, they do.
Just take the points, or are we going to try to rush it in here and
get that bigger advantage?
Get a bigger advantage.
All right, and we can see as the coaches, decide their big play here.
Thank you for your cooperation.
At the top of the screen, folks at home, you're going to see 2 QR codes for our pink links. It's our satellite Health Sciences Department sells pink links to battle breast cancer. You got 2 options at the top of your screen. QR codes. The QR code to the left sends your money in favor of Hahnville High School in the West Bank, and the QR code on the east is going on the right side is going to send your money to the East Bank and the Destrehan Wildcats to see who's going to win the Pink Link Challenge. The Pink Link Challenge has raised tens of thousands of dollars throughout the years to support breast cancer through the St. Charles Parish Public School System. It's a great opportunity to help support the children or our teenagers and young adults trying to raise money for breast cancer. It's a good cause.
And there will be a
Yeah, Thibodaux stands tough right there. Fabian Celestine broke the first tackle, but the defensive line for Thibodaux is pretty stout. 99 must have made the tackle because he's doing a little jig out there dancing as Jeremiah Jones, the senior defensive lineman for Thibodaux.
All right, well, we watch as Thibodaux has that, that great, powerful defense here that you were talking about, and Hahnville just wasn't able to break through. But we still, have 3 minutes on the clock. That's still a lot of time to, see some unexpected plays here.
Yeah, I like to see the excitement of players, when they make a tackle and stuff like that. Sometimes they get carried away and they get a flag and it hurts the team, but it is fun to see the excitement and passion that some players have. I'm an old school coach. When I'm coaching, I usually get mad, but when I'm watching it, I enjoy to see the excitement in the players.
Seeing that how different crowds react to it, and the 2 different teams here. It seems like the atmosphere is, really in a lot of anticipation and wanting to see how this game rolls out.
Thibodaux passes the ball out of the end zone and make a good pass to number 0.
That's a great pass, and he's making quite the rush here down the field, going out of bounds.
Yeah, that's about a 70-yard gain. The pass from Damian Robinson to number 0, Kyrene False,
and that
senior.
puts them right where they want to be here, way in Hahnville's territory.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and 10. Chains are taking a long time to get themselves set up. Long run. Looks like the spot's going to be the 38-yard line.
And it's still 7-6 here with 3 minutes left on the clock. We're still in the second quarter. There's a lot that could happen.
Yeah, this is turning out to be the battle I thought it was going to be.
Everybody's hand in hand here. Really both teams putting up a great fight against each other. And we're bound to see Thibodaux's offense here really show what they have in store for us.
Yeah, Thibodaux just called a timeout. They have 3 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first half. They have options.
They do.
Yeah, they don't have to be in any kind of hurry. 3 minutes is a long time. They only have 38 yards to make it to the end zone. So
and we're still within the first quarter.
The second quarter, yeah.
Second quarter, first half.
First half.
Yeah, so just a reminder that you're joined here with Press Play Productions. You can watch us both on YouTube, Instagram, and X. Just go and search Press Play Productions and watch our crew. We also film for Arts and both Destrehan and Hahnville football games. The next game coming up will be Hahnville versus East St. John on October 24th. Come out to watch us tonight on that night.
Yeah, it's senior night. It's a great night for everybody to come out and honor the seniors and all the football team and all the auxiliary groups. Fumble by the quarterback. The ball was fumbled about 25 yards into Hahnville's territory, and it looks like Hahnville recovered the ball.
All right. And that was, just a play that, allowed Hahnville to jump right back up to where they needed to be.
Yeah,
landed them in about the middle of that field here at the 42-yard line.
That was a good play by Hahnville's defensive line right there to get that ball loose. Big break for Hahnville right there because it looked like they were reeling, and Thibodaux was kind of having the advantage and was driving the ball with 3 minutes left.
It really seems like Thibodaux's players had that stamina and just kept wanting to push, but it seems like, there was a big play here made and Hahnville was able to take advantage of that play.
Yeah, big break for Hahnville with Thibodaux driving at the end of the half. So Hahnville regains control of the ball and hopefully can regain control of the game right here with a drive in the last 2 minutes and 54 seconds.
We have 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. And a great rush by Fabian Celestine. And down at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, that was a 15-yard gain. Celestine came over on the right side, and the tackle sealed the defensive end right there.
And that'll be at the 25 and 1st and 10.
Yeah, the tackle sealed the defensive end right there, allowed Celestine to break it outside.
And
there was really no defenders for a long time. I thought he was going to break it loose, and the strong safety came and made a good play.
Yep. Wasn't able to make it through them. That's just showing Thibodaux's great defense here.
Fumbled by Celestine, but he regained it. There's a flag on the play that looks like it's probably going to be on Thibodaux High School, I believe. Nope. Hahnville is 78 is raising his hands like it might be on the Tigers. Nope. Personal foul on the defense on Thibodaux. I believe when Celestine was on the ground, somebody came and had a late hit, and that's going to cost them 15 yards.
15 yards. I put them at 1st and 10 on the 10-yard line.
So the playbook's wide open right here.
Right. It's exactly where they want to be.
We're close to the end zone, but we can run just about every play in the playbook right here.
And that leaves 2 minutes left on the clock. You know, flag on the play.
That's a false start on Hahnville.
Pushes them back a little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be 1st and 15.
Still, though, still great, you know, great advantage or great space for the playbook. You know, they're a little bit behind that 1st and 10, but they still have a lot to work with here.
Yeah, I'd look to see the Hahnville just to make that 5 yards back up. If they can get this to 2nd and 7, they'll be in good position.
And it seems like it's a tight formation here. With 1 running back to the right. And a shotgun formation. And that quarterback really running here. And still a catch.
Catch, but out of bounds.
But out of bounds.
This Teague rolling out to the right.
1 minute, 53 seconds left on the clock, but that's better than being sacked behind.
Yeah. Landon Teague's a good quarterback. He makes sure he gets rid of the ball. He rolled out right there, try to give himself some time. Look down to the bottom of the screen. I see number 10, Bennett Nakhan. You might see a pass to him right here. Come up big. He's a big body.
We're really watching him here. And it's a long pass.
Yeah, it looks like it's incomplete.
You know, that clock's running down still, but that's going to be 3rd and 15.
That's actually the play. I thought they was going to run down to the right side to Bennett right there, but they ran it to number 14, Aaron Williams. He came down with the ball. He thought he had the touchdown, but the referee said incomplete.
Yeah, I think Hahnville really wants to get this goal, you know, nice and quick, but Thibodaux's really putting up a great fight here, and our defense is doing great. Running back to the right. You got 3 receivers to the left. And a good pass. And down.
That's a great pass to 14. As Aaron Williams comes up with the catch, I believe is going to leave the Tigers about 1 yard short of the 1st down.
And so that leaves them with a little bit to work with here.
Yeah,
you know, as long as they don't get pushed behind.
It's 4th and 1 right now. Thibodaux called a timeout. They're going to figure out what they're going to do on defense. Here we are in that same situation Hahnville was in last possession, where they had the ball inside the 5 yard line. It was 4th down. Last time they tried to run the ball.
And they had get him no yards.
Yeah, it got stalled. So we got 1 minute 33, 7-6 right here. What do you think Coach Boyne's going to do?
So as we see, like, running, you know, just running through the middle doesn't seem to work. You know, Thibodaux's defense is really solid. So I am expecting a pass, you know, as their prior plays haven't worked. But they might come out with something, you know, unexpected, something that you might not, you know, be looking for.
Yeah, it looks like Hahnville's going to go for it right here.
Yeah, and I'm expecting, you know, Bennett Nakan to, you know, come out with an unexpected play. They have 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right.
Yeah, they're trying to spread out Thibodaux's defense right here.
And it's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play. They calling a false start on Hahnville. I think the kicking team's going to come out now and just try to get the 3 points.
So did you think that that false start was intentional, or?
Oh, they're definitely not intentional right there. I'm not exactly sure who jumped off sides. But, yeah, not intentional because they pushed us back, and now we're basically going to go for 3 points right here, field goal. So number 38, Miles Borey, is back to kick.
Yeah, Miles here was injured for a bit.
And the field goal is good with 1:28 left in the second quarter. Hahnville extends their lead to 10-6.
Yeah, so Miles Border here, he was injured for a little bit. We had Aiden Agreda kicking. And he comes back, you know, joins us back for the kick in the game. And as you can see there, he's a great kicker.
Yeah, Miles is a good kicker. He's got good kickoffs. He can kick from long range. Pretty accurate kicker as well. Those are hard to find in high school. When you get a kicker like that, that definitely gives you an advantage on the special teams. You know, a lot of schools, when they get to the 35-yard line, they having to go for it or they having to punt because they don't have a kicker that can kick from the range of 40 yards. And Hahnville's been lucky to have that throughout the years where they can kick one of the longer field goals.
Yep. So now we're lining up here. Hahnville kicking, Thibodaux receiving. Yeah. So you know, seeing those players come back to gain some more experience, you know, you get to see them again. It's really great. You know, they get injured and then they come back stronger than ever.
Yep. So let's see if we can get them pinned back deep. Let's see if Borey can get it into the end zone or near the end zone, and the kickoff team can make a stop inside the 20. Make it a long drive for Thibodaux. Make Thibodaux go a long way to get a score right here to end the half.
Yeah, they want to give them like no yards to work with, which it seems like that's what's happening here.
Yeah, so Borey took care of that. He kicked that ball through the end zone. It hit basically on the back stripe of the end zone. So
landed exactly where they wanted it to be.
Yeah, that he just kicked that 70 yards. Again, that's a weapon right there, you know.
Miles Borey, he has that kick on him.
They have good returners, so if you can keep it out of their hands, definitely an advantage right there by kicking it through the end zone. That makes them have to go 80 yards in a minute and 28 seconds right here.
Yeah, which, you know, you can't say that won't happen because as we've seen in previous games, you know, they might get that lucky break. And it seems like we have Thibodaux with one running back to the left, pass to the right.
Yeah, that was a good pass and catch by Thibodaux. That completion was to number 1.
Number 1.
Amrian Southall, senior.
We've seen him quite a few times here.
Yeah. He's one of the guys that we said at the beginning of the broadcast to look out for. He's one of the tandem of running backs. You know, 34 right there had pressure on the quarterback. He had pressure on the last play as well. That's 34, Leland Khalili. He's having a pretty good game. He's one of the guys. He's the guy who made that sack earlier in the game.
Yeah,
we kind of called that one. Said 34 is blitzing. He came right through there, made that sack. He's having a good game tonight.
That was a great play by Hahnville too, and their defensive line.
It's 3rd and 2 right here.
We're going to see what Thibodaux decides to do.
It's a position where they can run or pass the ball. They need to start getting chunk plays right now, though, with a minute and 20 seconds left.
They want to make a gain of at least 20 yards.
It's an option play right there. I think they got what they wanted out of that. They got them a first down and some extra yards.
So it seems that that'll be 1st and 40.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from the 37-yard line.
With 1 minute and 15 seconds left on the clock, it's still 10-6 here.
He
Hahnville has that advantage.
He got himself out of bounds, too. That stopped the clock.
Right. And so, like, that's what Thibodaux's probably expecting to do. They might even have a break here.
That was some kind of screenplay. That play was unique. I haven't seen that before.
All right, and we're just dropping below a minute here. That'll leave them 2nd and 2.
Yeah, I thought that last play was going to be a screen out to the wide receivers, and he made a jump pass down to the running back.
And it's a great pass here, but it is incomplete. Yeah, he just couldn't make it to the pass.
Yeah, it was overthrown. That's number 8, Carter Burns, linebacker on the coverage.
And so Damian Robertson, he has a great throw, but just couldn't make that pass. It's a little overthrown here.
Yeah, it was a good play call on 2nd and 2nd, because if you don't make that play, it's 3rd down. You still got 2 downs to make the 1st down. It's 36 seconds left, so they need to make a chunk play.
Let's see what they do here. And it seems like they have 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And a player in motion here. And it seems like they might, and that'll be a loss of yards here going out of the end zone.
Yeah, that was sniffed out really well by number 0, Raymond Williams, the defensive end. He made the quarterback throw the ball before he won it. Number 8 was there to make the tackle, Carter Burns, the linebacker right there. But that started out with number 0 right there, getting pressure on the quarterback.
And that'll be 4th and 5. I'm expecting a point here, but we'll see what they do. And it seems like they're lining up for...
Yeah, they may try one deep play right here.
And it was incomplete here. That would be a turnover to the Hahnville Tigers, starting them at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, I'd like to see what Coach Boyne's going to do right here with 2.7 seconds left on the clock. He has the ball at the 42-yard line. It's a little bit probably out of the range of the field goal kicker. He may take a knee here, or he may try to throw it deep right here and see if he can get a quick score.
All right, we're just waiting for that last play here.
Yeah, all the Thibodaux's, they got 3 defenders way at the goal line. They got 5 defenders at the 20. They're going to protect us from throwing deep. They got a lot of defenders back there. We are going to throw a Hail Mary, see if we can come down with it. Bit it knock hands there. It's an interception by number 14.
All right.
That'll
end the clock here.
Austin Owens. I hate to see that kind of thing go against somebody's stats or whatever like that, but that interception is not a bad interception. They were just getting the ball into the end zone, trying to see if they can get a score to end the game. So to end the half, we got the Hahnville Tigers up 10-6 on the Thibodaux Tigers.
All right, that was a great first half here. Going into the second half, what can we expect?
I'm going to expect Hahnville to come out and try to score again. I believe they get the ball. I believe we're going to go. We're going to cut to a promotion right now on United Way and the Pink Links Challenge.
All right. We'll be back with you for Press Play Productions.
Yeah, as St. Charles Parish Public Schools, we are a proud supporter of the United Way. We've been going through our campaign videos this year, school to school. Most of our teachers have seen the impact that the United Way has on St. Charles Parish. We saw a lot of people at our Battle for the Paddle recently, and saw probably a lot of our viewers there. And we just wanted to give you all a small showcase of what.
Since 1955, United Way of St. Charles has been here, serving our neighbors, supporting our families, and strengthening our community. St. Charles Parish is a place many of us are proud to call home. We're blessed with strong industry, thriving businesses, and a spirit of connection that runs deep. But behind the beauty of our parish, many of our neighbors are facing silent, often invisible struggles. Today, 43% of households in St. Charles Parish.
Madeline Elaine Austin of Luling is the daughter of Summer and Cade Austin. Madeline is a senior class president. She is a member of the Interact Club, Student Council, and Beta Club at HHS. Madeline has helped plan and coordinate many events at Hahnville in her 4 years.
Hi there, everyone. This is Jordan Dolphin, the facilitator of Event TV Broadcasting. Thank you so much for watching. We are now covering Hahnville's 2015 Homecoming Court. Our first person is Madeline Austin.
Next up, we have Miss Jada Marie Davis.
Now we have Jada Marie Davis of Luling. She is the daughter of Jalissa Rainey and Matthew Davis. Jada is a member of the Interact Club and the National Honor Society at Hahnville. She is the co-captain of the HHS cheerleading team, and she's earned summa cum laude and the Dow Award of Scholastic Achievement because of her perseverance with her learning. When Jada graduates, she plans to attend the University of Georgia and major in biology.
Next up, Miss Cameron Joel Fifi.
Next, we have Cameron Fifi of Hahnville High School. She is the daughter of Ty and Jarvin Boyle. Cameron is a member of the Beta Club and Student Council at Hahnville. As a Student Council member, Cameron has helped many events happen on campus. After she graduates, Cameron plans to attend the University of Louisiana at Lafayette to study forensic science.
The University of Louisiana at Lafayette and study forensic science. Miss Cameron Joel Fifi. Next up, Miss Chloe Anna Hutchinson.
Next, we have Chloe Hutchinson. She is the daughter of Morgan Dabney and the granddaughter of Dwayne LaGrange. Chloe is a member of the Beta Club, the National Honor Society, and the girls' basketball team at Hahnville. As a member of Interact Club at Hahnville, she helps her local community. She's earned summa cum laude and magna cum laude through her effort and diligence with her studies. When Chloe graduates, she plans to attend Louisiana State University and study nursing.
Louisiana State University and study nursing. Miss Chloe Anna Hutchinson. Next up, Miss Aubrey Claire Landry.
Next, we have Aubrey Landry. She is the daughter of Emily and Jay Landry. Aubrey is a member of the Hahnville cheerleading team, Student Council, Interact Club, Chick-fil-A Leadership Academy, and Future Business Leaders of America. Aubrey works in the school and the community through her many clubs at Hahnville. She earned magna cum laude through her scholastic pursuits at Hahnville. After she graduates, she plans to attend Southeastern University to study business.
Southeastern University to study business. Miss Aubrey Claire Landry. Next up, Miss Kaya Angela Polly.
Next, we have Kaya Polly. She is the daughter of Sherry Polly and Archie Shakespeare. Kaya is a member of the HHS Beta Club and Thespian Society. She has starred in several plays and musicals during her time at Hahnville, including Frozen and Six. She earned summa cum laude during her time as a student at Hahnville. After she graduates, Kaya plans to attend Pace University to study business and marketing.
Plans to attend Pace University to study business and marketing. Miss Kaya Angela Polly. Next up is Miss Josiah Kamari Scott.
Then next we have Jizai Scott of Booty. She is the daughter of Krishna Coleman and Christopher Scott. Jizai is an important part of Hahnville High School boys as the boys basketball manager. She is an outstanding member of the Hahnville Beta Club and Interact Club, in which she helps her local community. After she graduates, Jizai plans to attend Louisiana State University to study to be a dental hygienist.
Next up, Miss Leah Michelle Sellers.
Next, we have Leah Sellers of Des Allemands. She is the daughter of April and John Sellers. Leah is an essential member of the Hahnville High School Student Council for the past 4 years, in which she has enhanced the experiences of the HHS student body. She earned magna cum laude during her time at Hahnville through hard work and studying. After Leah graduates, she plans to attend Southeastern University to major in business.
Southeastern University to major in business. Ms. Leah Michelle Sellers. Next up, Ms. Addison Grace Walton.
Next, we have Addison Walton of Des Allemands. She is the daughter of Casey and Dean Walton. Addison plays for the Hahnville softball team. She is a member of Beta Club, National Honor Society, and the Spanish Honor Society at Hahnville. Addison earned summa cum laude and the Dow Award of Scholastic Achievement in her 4 years of hard work at Hahnville. After she graduates, Addison plans to attend Bishop State Community College to play softball and major in health sciences.
Ms. Addison Grace Walton. Next up, Ms. Amani Ryan Williams.
And finally, we have Amani Williams of AMA. She is the daughter of Nicolette Williams and Roy Williams. Amani is the co-captain of the Hahnville girls basketball team, in which she plays point guard. She is a key member of the HHS track and field team as well. On the track and field team, she competes in the 100 meter, 200 meter, and 4x1 and 4x2 relay. She is a dedicated member of the Beta Club at Hahnville, and after she graduates, Amani plans to attend Xavier University of Louisiana and study pharmacy. That is all for the Hahnville Homecoming Court. We are now about to see who the first maid, the maid of honor, as well as the homecoming queen.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Our first maid is Kaya Polly.
Our first maid is Kaya Polly. Congratulations, Kaya.
Our maid of honor is Cameron Fifi.
Our maid of honor is Cameron Fifi. Congratulations, Cameron.
And your 2025 Hahnville High School Homecoming Queen is Miss Amani Williams.
And the homecoming queen for 2025 at Hahnville is Amani Williams. Congratulations, Amani. Congratulations, all of the homecoming court members, for this wonderful honor of being recognized. If you are going to Hahnville's homecoming, I hope that you have a wonderful time.
Congratulations to our queen, Miss Amani Williams, and her entire homecoming court. Ladies, we thank you for representing the very best of Hahnville High School. Once again, congratulations to our 2025 homecoming court.
Once again, congratulations to the entire homecoming court, including Amani Williams, who was crowned homecoming queen. At this time, I do want to remind you all that we are working to raise money for the Pink Links fundraiser, which is organized by the Satellite Center's Health Science courses. If you take a look at your screen right now, we have two QR codes, one for the West Bank, one for the East Bank. You can choose to donate to one side or both. It all goes to a wonderful cause to help support breast cancer research. And the total amount will be announced during halftime at the Battle on the River football game on October 31st. Thank you so much for watching.
We will begin tonight's activities by featuring the Hahnville High School High Steppers. The High Steppers are under the direction of Kylie Voges and Elizabeth Perino. They are led by co-captains Carson Ford and Sarah Waits, and lieutenants Lexi Ford and Molly Pisani. Tonight, the High Steppers are excited to be performing To Be Loved. To continue with tonight's halftime activities, the Tiger Marching Band presents selections from their 2025 competition show, Full Throttle. Drum Major Elizabeth Bishop, is your band ready to perform? Hahnville High School Tiger Band, you may take the field for your performance. Congratulations to the section of the week, the trumpets. The High Steppers would like to thank their top sponsors. AMPM, Associated Terminals Turn Services, Birdie's Food and Fuel, Boudreaux Collision Center, Brian Subaru, CCA River Parishes, Craig's Jacomine, Cyclone BJJ and Combatives, Dance Unlimited of Parody, Farm Bureau St. Charles Parish, Hamill Construction, LLC. H. Worth Elevator Service. KB Seniors. Legacy Environmental. Louis Record Service Incorporated. Lloyd J. Bourgeois, Injury and Accident Lawyer. Pente Contracting Services, LLC.
And we're back with Press Play Productions.
Roofing and Construction. Simon's Remodeling and Renovations. St.
All
Charles
right,
Technical
we're
Academy.
back
St. Charles Printing.
here for the second half of the game. We just have a little bit of time before the game starts up. And we're just going to tell you the score. It's 10 Hahnville, 6 Thibodaux. And we got 1 minute before the game starts, 1 minute and 30 seconds before the game starts.
Yeah,
So,
Leek. Oh,
yeah.
yeah, Leek, that was a good presentation by the band. The band sounds good this year.
Yeah, and it really like got Hahnville spirits up. You know, we still have quite a big crowd over here for Thibodaux. You know, a lot of teams struggle a little bit more to get over here, but like Hahnville is still, you know, has a pretty wide crowd.
Yeah, hey, not only was the band good, I want to mention it was homecoming night here. We had 10 wonderful young ladies out there representing Hahnville. That is, you know, they put everything they got into Hahnville High School, okay? And, you know, it's joining clubs and being a community member that gets you in the position to be the homecoming queen. And Hahnville's 2025 homecoming queen was Amani Williams. Are you familiar with Amani Williams?
I do know quite a bit about her, actually. You know.
Yeah, what is she involved with at school? I don't know her.
Me personally, I don't know her too well, but Amani, she's really well respected. She's really nice. She's really sweet. You know, she does involve herself in a lot around school. I do know her from just a couple of classes, you know, that I met her myself in.
Yeah, I just got some information on Amani. She's from Ama. She's the daughter of Nicolette Williams and Roy Williams. She's the co-captain of the Hahnville High School basketball team. She's a point guard. She's on the track team, and she completes in the 100 and 200 meter dash, the 4x1 and the 4x2. And she's in the Beta Club, and she's going to go to Xavier and study pharmacy. That says a lot about the young lady. Very involved in the school. Pharmacy is not an easy task.
No, indeed.
Those
not.
pharmacology classes, people don't realize, but you got to be pretty good in some math. You know all those things they teach you in high school about converting milliliters and to kiloliters and those things.
I'm not the best at math, but I do plan to go into a job field that requires it. But yeah, so Amani also did track. She is a great sprinter. I've also done track, so I've seen her a couple of times there. You know.
Yeah. So Thibodaux looks like they have the ball to start the half. They're getting the ball at the 20-yard line. Run up the middle.
First snap of the play here, and it's a big play by Thibodaux, leading outside, out of bounds here, stopping clock at 11:52. And that
was a big run by Simeon Adams. That's one of the running backs that I was telling you about. They run in a tandem last game. He had a total of 81 yards. That was a chunk run right there for about a 25-yard gain.
And that could really push them, you know, to getting that advantage. They're just running down the middle here, and it seems like
yeah, that was Simeon Adams again up the middle
with a gain of 5 yards, second and.
Yeah, expect for them to keep running those, keeping the ball on the ground right there. Seems to be quite effective coming out in the second half. In the first half, they ran a lot of read options where the quarterback could have kept it, but right now they're just giving the ball to the running back, seeing what the running back can do.
Yeah, one receiver on the right.
Yeah, it looks like Hahnville's in man-to-man coverage right there. You saw all the defensive players shift over with the running back and the formation
and
change.
Player in motion. And I cannot tell what's going on here.
Yeah, so that was a read option play right there. That's where the quarterback put the ball in the running back's hands. He had the option to give the ball to the running back. The running back would have went outside. But if the defensive end steps up, the quarterback will pull the ball from the running back and take it up the middle.
Okay, so yeah, so that just shows how many options that the coaches have in their hands here.
Yeah, it's a new way to run option. It's become popular in the last 5 to 10 years. So it's 3rd and 1.
They just need a little push in order to get that first down here for Thibodaux. Tigers need to get them to that 4th down and possibly earn that turnover. In the last game, that I commentated with, the turnovers and the interceptions were a big part of that game because they were so close. They were so toe-to-toe, and it just didn't happen. Both of their teams, defense and offense were doing great, so it just kind of led to, touchdown after touchdown. And what really led Destrehan off to win was just them allowing their teams to, perform and get those touchdowns.
Yeah, what turnovers do is they give you extra possessions. Whoever wins the turnover battle usually wins the game. So, if Hahnville was to be able to get 2 or 3 turnovers and Thibodaux only got 1, it's a good chance that Hahnville will win that game because they had 2 extra possessions compared to Thibodaux.
And, yeah, I'm really seeing that, that little extra leg that turnovers allow. With watching this game with Hahnville versus Thibodaux, the turnovers just constantly happening here. They're both great teams, and, they're just going hand in hand with each other. And it's really showing, that advantage that it leads to with the scoreboard being 10-6. Here it seems like the quarterback runs and they get a gain of 3 yards.
Yeah, that was a run by number 3 junior Damian Robinson off over the right side.
And that'll be 1st and 10.
With the tackle, that was Leland Khalili, but it's going to bring up 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line for the Thibodaux Tigers.
And it seems like there's only 1 receiver on each side. Running back to the right.
It's going to be a delay of game call right there on the Thibodaux Tigers.
And still only 9 minutes, 35 seconds left here. That's going to push them back 5 yards. That'll be 1st and 15.
Yeah, Thibodaux will be playing 1st and 15 right here from the 49-yard line.
They have 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right here, and running back to the right.
So what's happening right now is the coaches in the box with Thibodaux are looking at the defense, and they calling down a play to the coach, and the players were looking to the sideline to get that play.
And it seems like their quarterback just couldn't make a good decision. There was a lot of coverage here.
Yeah, the quarterback rolled out right, just a little bit off with his throw right there to his wide receiver is going to bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 15, that kind of closes off the playbook a little bit here. I'm expecting a good pass here and player in motion.
Looking to the side to see the play from the coaches. Hahnville's in man-to-man right here.
And it's an incomplete pass. Yeah, you're really seeing Damian Robertson, and it seems like he has a little bit of panic.
Yeah, he's been a little bit off the mark so far in the second half, but good players will overcome that. I don't see Damian Robinson continuing to be off the mark like that. I expect him to make some adjustments in his game, but it's a good position right now for Hahnville, being 3rd and 14. They really have to throw a deep play or a middle route. Nothing short right here.
All right, and we're seeing 3 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. And we're seeing a run that's just an incomplete pass. And it seems like it was an interception, but it was out of bounds.
Yeah, number 8 made a good play. Carter Burns right there again.
So I'll lead him 4th
Oh, that's
And-
number 9, actually, Algero Walker. Looked like an interception from here, but it looks like he either bobbled the ball or he was out of bounds. It's hard to see from here. But again,
And
that's
it's
what
another time when Damien just was off mark, not really seeing those openings.
Yeah, there wasn't really any wide receivers in the area right there. I'm not sure exactly. There was 2 receivers, but one was short and one was long. I'm not sure who he was trying to throw the ball to right there.
But we're seeing great man-to-man coverage here. Seems like they're getting ready to make another play
Yeah, Thibodaux is lined up to punt.
for punt. Yeah, and it's
It's a low punt. It's going to bounce. Looks
Pretty
like
well.
Thibodaux downs it at the 10-yard line.
all right, and that means Hahnville will be picking up at their own 10-yard line here. With 9 minutes left on our clock, it's still 10-6.
Yeah, Hahnville really needs to drive the ball right here. Take some time off the clock.
But
Yeah,
we've seen their offense, being able to make great chunk plays. Like Bennett Knockan being able to, come out of seemingly nowhere and just take the ball for a run.
Yeah, I'd like to see Hahnville drive the ball down right here. They got 90 yards to go. It's a long way. That would take a lot of time off the clock. But Hahnville really needs to put some points on the board right here. Get the momentum flowing their way.
They're still pushed back against their own end zone, so there's a lot that could happen here.
Again, that was a read option right there.
Great defense here for Thibodaux.
It appears right there they had Bennett Knockan in the backfield at quarterback. He's more of a runner. They put him in there. He ran the read option. He pulled it and took it to the right side. There was no gain there. It's going to be 2nd and 10 now. Teague is back at quarterback with Bennett Knockan lined up on the 10-yard mark down bottom of your screen.
Yeah, and it seems like they try to run up the middle here again, but Thibodaux is just not allowing much coverage.
Yeah, it's tough sledding right there with on Thibodaux's defensive line. Remember, they got number 25 Charles Howard in there, and 95 seems to be pretty stout defensive lineman as well. I know Charles is one of the better defensive ends in the state of Louisiana.
Yeah, they're great, and it's like Hahnville, I know, doesn't want to see their turnover just end like this. So I'm expecting to see something great here.
That was a great catch right there. A good throw-in catch. Good catch by Bennett Knockan for a first down. That's a big play right there.
Yeah.
That resets the downs. It's 1st down and 10. Continues to drive because Hahnville would have been punting back there from deep in their territory, giving Thibodaux a good position. So that could be a critical
They really
play.
wanted that first down here.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, they usually always have Bennett Knockan come out into the later half, as I've observed in previous games. So, I'm expecting to see him a lot more.
Yeah, he's a playmaker. Bennett is also committed to Southeastern University.
That's a great catch here. Ran down through the defense.
Yeah, that was
pushed back a little bit.
old-fashioned swing pass to the left to the running back, number 1, Fabian Celestine. That's sometimes considered it looks like it's a run play basically, but you passed it. It's the idea is just to get 4 or 5 yards on a play like that.
And
But
he gained 7 here with a 2nd and 3.
He gained 7 to 8 yards, so it puts Hahnville in good position with 2nd and 4.
Yeah, being up in this post box, you get to see a lot of great sights. Still being quite far from the field. And you get to observe the football team and how they make their plays.
Yeah, that give was to Fabian Celestine to get up the middle. There was no gain right there. Maybe a small loss of yardage. It's going to bring us up to 3rd down and 4. We're in a position right here where Coach Boyne has his entire playbook. You need to get 4 yards on a run, but I'm looking possibly a pass right here.
Hopefully it's going to be one of those big rushes that Hahnville needs to.
Look for him to hit number 14, Aaron Williams, right here.
All right.
Nope, he's going deep.
And that's a great catch here.
That's a great catch by number 5, Kavia Singleton. What happened right there, They're playing man-to-man coverage. Hahnville spread out their defense, putting 3 guys down to the bottom of your screen, left Kavius Singleton one-on-one. Landon Teague took the opportunity on that one-on-one, threw it up in the air, and let the best man win. And on that play, it was Hahnville Tigers. So it's first down now at the 36-yard line.
You know, I've heard some things about Kavius, and one of the things I learned is that he's great. He's great physical. He's not scared to really, like, you know, take his chances. And, you know, he makes some great plays. But it seems like, oh, there was a great rush here, and it's down.
Yeah, that's Fabian Celestine again. He put his head down. He basically bull rushed that defender, ran over the defender, and extended the gain for about 6 or 7 more yards. That's a good, hard, tough run. If Hahnville can continue to do that, they're going to wear that defensive line out. And that's what we want to see right there. When we get to the fourth quarter, we want to see that the Thibodaux defensive line is worn out, and we know they have a good one. So
right, yeah, and that's like their biggest playmaker there is their defensive line, just allowing, you know, their offense to get the ball more and more. But if they're worn down, Hahnville has a bigger chance to just work past it.
Yeah, there's a penalty now on Hahnville, illegal substitution. So that's going to drop us back 5 yards. It's going to be 1st and 15. But back to running the ball right there. You know, imagine being a defensive line and imagine somebody like Fabian Celestine running full speed at you.
And just makes it like right past you.
How many times do you want to get hit by a guy running full speed at you? Not
so
much,
many
right?
times, yeah.
Yeah, so if you can continue, you wear down that defensive line. That's a toss out to Celestine. Again, he is running over players. He is determined to get in the end zone.
Just being short of it.
Yeah, he ran over one player and they drug another player for about 4 yards. The spot is going to be, it looks to be near the 4-yard line. Hahnville's driving. Hahnville's looking tough right now. It looks
First
like
and goal here with just 2 yards here.
Yeah, it looks like the offensive line is starting to take advantage of the defensive line. That's good conditioning. That happens through practice all week.
And as we can see here, the clock is counting down toward the end of this quarter here with another touchdown by Hahnville. That'll leave them 16-6. And we'll see what they continue to do here. They still have that extra point, you know, gain from Thibodaux not being able to make that extra point kick.
Yes.
So I think that'll mean a lot later in the game.
So that was just a quarterback sneak by Landon Teague to get in the end zone. I like to see that call because earlier in the game they had some trouble running from the 1-yard line, giving it to the running back. So it's nice to see something a little bit different, try something. How are we going to get in the end zone? They chose the quarterback sneak. The extra point is good, and that brings the lead for Hahnville Tigers 17-6.
With 4 minutes and 4 seconds left on the clock here. I'm expecting Hahnville to just want to, you know, make it to that last quarter of the game with, you know, that still advantage, or maybe even, you know, expect a turnover here.
Oh yeah, a turnover would be big. If we can get the ball, kick the ball deep in the end zone, have Thibodaux pinned back to the 20 or inside the 20 and get a pickoff or some kind of fumble recovery, and we don't have a long play to go.
Not at all. And on top of that, you know, we have this amazing kicker, Miles Worry, who's part of the homecoming court this year. He's just going to, you know, start us off strong.
Who was the homecoming king this year? I know y'all had Club Olympiad on. Did y'all still have Club Olympiad here?
Yes, we did have Club Olympiad just Thursday. And our homecoming king was Al Johnson. He's an amazing person. I know Al personally from track. He really inspired me to join track. And, you know, he's a great person. And as we can see, seems like Hahnville will be taking them down at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, that's pretty good play by Hahnville. It's 25-yard line is a good place for Hahnville on the defense. You know, they didn't get very good field position. They still got long drive, 75 yards.
But yeah, so Al Johnson being our homecoming king, you know, he's a great person. He's really charismatic. He cares about a lot of people, and he really shows love to the community, especially here at Hahnville. You know, me personally, I did vote for Al Johnson, and I was very glad to see that he, you know, got that position of homecoming king. Okay, and here we are.
That was a very difficult yard for number 5 right there. Running very hard, Vidarius Brown. Good play by Hahnville to take him down. It's going to be 2nd and 9.
3 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock here. All right, and it seems like the quarterback's going to try to run here, but not being able to do nothing, gets sacked.
That is number 34, Leland Khalili again. Very good play by 34. He's having a banner night tonight. This is a name that I don't remember calling last time we called the game.
No,
but he is a spark plug out there tonight. What happened on that play is Thibodaux lined up 3 receivers all the way down to the sideline. It basically showed that the quarterback was going to try to run it out to the right, but Leland Khalili was there to make the tackle.
All right, and it seems like we have 2 running backs. Oh. And player in motion. And it was an incomplete pass here, which that was a crazy throw here by Damien, not being able to catch it here.
Yeah, I believe that was number 9, Algero Walker on that coverage.
And it seems like there will be 4th down here, 4th and 9, and I'm expecting the punting crew to come out here.
Yeah, Algero, it's hard to see if that's a 9 or 8. That's a 9. Algero's been having a good game at cornerback. I believe I called it number 8 a lot of times, Carter Burns. But it's been number 9 playing outside, making some good plays on the cornerback position.
And we're starting with the punt. Not going very deep here, and caught by number 13.
Yeah, that's Caden Brand. So Hahnville's going to take over 1st and 10 at the Thibodaux 49-yard line. Alik, in my opinion, this is a big possession right here.
It definitely is.
Hahnville doesn't have to score. But if Hahnville is able to score, that would make the score 24-6. That would be a big lead. Make it difficult for Thibodaux to come back in the 4th quarter. So in my opinion, this is a big possession.
Okay, and it seems like it was a pass here, just barely caught, but it's a great rush here, and we're going to see how he makes it past this defender, and not being able to make it past. Took an out of bounds. That was going to stop the clock at 2:26, and that was a great gain in yards.
So that was a big play right there. It was a screen to number 1, Landon Celestine. We don't call out the offensive line that much, but he had a trio of offensive linemen leading the way right there. They got out. That takes practice. They've practiced that and practiced that at practice to make something look that nice.
It really did.
Yeah.
And you could just, it's almost like art. I just want to say, these formations, it takes a lot of practice in order to, build formations as well. And as we can see here, it's another great play. Seems to lead them into the touchdown. And it's like you said, they're going to want that advantage to just get that bigger gap between them and Thibodaux.
Yeah, that was a read option play. Landon T kept it over the left side. It was a good 10 to 15-yard gain. That takes the lead to 23-6 with 2 minutes and 19 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
And they go for the extra point kick here. Let's see what we're going to see here from Miles Bory. And it is good. That'll leave them 24-6. And, yeah, that gap widens.
Yep, nice to see Hahnville come out in the 2nd half and put 2 scores on the board right there. I'm sure Coach Boyne talked to him about coming out, taking care of business, extending the lead, control your own destiny. You're in a situation where you got the lead, you got control of the game. Again, we knew this was a big game coming in. It's a big game for Hahnville.
Right.
Yeah, Hahnville's 1-1 in the district. Thibodaux's 2-0. So we need to continue this, and if we can continue this, you're looking at some big games coming up in the future. It's going to be fun.
And here we are, Hahnville lining up to kick. We want to continue to see that, deep coverage or by the kicker here.
Lots of time left in this game, though. We're still in the 3rd quarter. This is nowhere near. Hahnville needs to put some more points up on the board. Thibodaux from scoring right here. It's definitely not a game in hand yet.
Right, not a deciding factor here. And here we are, a great kick here by Miles Bory, and it ends in the end zone. That's going to put them on the 20-yard line with 80 yards to cover before that end zone. And so that puts Hahnville in a great spot. Thibodaux, needs to cover a lot here.
Yeah, we got a 3-score lead right now. Thibodaux has to score at least 3 times to tie or take the lead, and that's a good position to be in. Okay, next time Hahnville gets the ball, I expect them to kind of slow it down, start bleeding some clock. I don't think Thibodaux's in a desperation mode right now. They can stay within their offense and do what they do. It's not panic time yet.
Okay, and it seems like Hahnville's defense does a good job at keeping Thibodaux at bay here.
Yeah, that give us the 36, Simeon Adams. Again, Hahnville's defensive line is playing tough right here. That's going to bring us down to 2nd and 10.
Okay, and what do we expect to see for the rest of this quarter here for Thibodaux?
I think Thibodaux is going to continue to try to put it into their 2 running backs' hands, but they're going to have to start airing it out a little bit, trying to get some chunk plays as the game continues on. And
that
that's
was a
an
great
interception.
play. Oh, whoa. That's a great play by Hahnville. A terrifying read here by Hahnville. Seeing their players, just make great plays. And I couldn't even tell what was going on for a second there.
Yeah, that was Braden Fontenot, number 2. In coverage right there. Looked like Hahnville may have been running a zone because I didn't really see a Thibodaux Tiger around him. Looked like it threw it right to Braden Fontenot, and he took it to the house. That's a pick 6, what we call that. And the 25 yards or 30 yards, it was run back. That brings the score to 30-6.
And they're going for the extra point kick. That just leaves Hahnville with, great stats. I've never... that might have been the first time I've seen an interception right into a touchdown. Because of that, them being so close to that end zone, and by Miles Bory, just kicking it and leaving them at 20. And that kind of just plays into, them being able to easily make that touchdown from the interception.
Oh, right. You talked about the kickoff. Yeah. That by having a good kicker, putting them deep in their own territory like that. Yeah, interception. They having to start to throw the ball, and the interception was made in Tiger territory, so Fontenot didn't have far to go to score that 6.
And this is the first time and that's a good point, for a 31-6 here with 1 minute and 29 seconds left on the clock. Thibodaux will be receiving the ball here again.
Let's talk about, there's a penalty right there. Let's see what the penalty's on. But there we go, talking about turnovers, right? Gaining extra possessions. We didn't have to gain an extra possession right there because the possession was actually running in for a touchdown. But again, who wins the turnover battle is who wins the game,
right,
against good teams like this. So it's 31-6. With a minute 29, Thibodaux's definitely going to have to start airing it out a little bit if they intend on trying to come back in this game. Again, look to see Hahnville start keeping the ball on the ground, running some clock. It's a 4-score game now.
But as we've seen, in the past, Hahnville still keeps their offensive on a swivel, right?
Yeah, well, it's still a 3-score game. Let's see, 16, 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions. I think that would be 32 for Thibodaux. So it's really still a 3-score game, but I believe Thibodaux is going to have to do a 2-point conversion each time now.
Just to get up on with that extra point loss, too.
Yeah, I need a pencil and paper because I didn't major in Algebra 1, so I think it's still a 3-score game.
All right. Hahnville's getting ready to kick here. And you can really hear the crowd over here on the Hahnville side of the stadium. They're getting really loud, watching their side.
I heard Ms. Consian turn the press to play on after we talked about it in the second quarter. If she's still listening, me not being able to figure out if this is a 8-score or 3-score game or a 4-score game right here on the fly, I contribute that inability Not to Miss Concien, but maybe me not listening to Miss Concien.
Yeah, I mean, hey, from what we've heard from Darian, you know, being great in class, you know, really, you know, pushes you far in life. And hey, I'm not the best when it comes to math, and maybe that might actually just be like the deciding factor of, you know, what makes me want to go more into my academics here. All right, here we are. And Malbury with the kick. Thibodaux picks it up here. And it seems like this will be the first time in the game that they start off pretty well, being past the 40-yard line. And that gives Thibodaux a lot to work with here.
Yeah, Thibodaux is going to start with the ball at the 43-yard line. They're going to be on the right hash. They're going to start having to throw the ball downfield a little bit. Still got a lot of time in this game, but 31-6 is a pretty good lead right here. So they can't just run the ball up the middle and get 5 yards at a time. They're going to run out of clock.
No, they want to make them big plays, you know, possibly get some score up here.
Yeah, we'll see what Damian Robinson can do. Like I said, last week he was 11 for 19, 157 yards, and he's got a few wide receivers too.
All right, that was a gain of 2 yards here. That would be 2nd and 8.
I'm interested to see what Hahnville is going to start doing on defense. They've been running a lot of man. I would expect them to maybe start to get into some zone coverages. A lot of times in zone coverage, you just can stop the deep play. You just keep everything in front of you. Sometimes on man, you get beat deep.
Because you don't want to get them that deep play just so they don't get any more score.
Yeah, that's
right?
a quick score, and it doesn't take a whole lot of time off the clock. You'd rather see them go 10 yards at a time, run clock off, and then score in
and
quick
stop
fashion.
them from coming out of bounds here, just to stop that clock from running down. I'm expecting Thibodaux to, you know, call some timeouts just to get that clock on their side. But that was a great play there, putting them just in front of the first down. And it seems like there's one running back to the right.
3rd and 1 is a situation where you can run the ball, just get the first down, but they throw it to number 11. And it's going to be a big chunk play. 11 is running down the sideline.
That's exactly what Thibodaux wants to see. Hahnville stopping them. With 0 seconds left on the clock, we're going into the 4th quarter here.
Yeah, that was a tackle made by number 2, Braden Fontenot. Not a big deal. They moved the ball about 30 yards down the field, but, you know, they're going into the 4th quarter. And there's 12 minutes left. They're running out of time. So let's see what Thibodaux is going to do. Again, they have an offensive-minded head coach in Lowell Narcisse, again, from St. James. Remember him? LSU.
Yes.
He went to junior college and ended up finishing his career at University of Texas San Antonio, I believe.
I've seemed to have picking up like a little bit of a career in sports recently, and there's a lot that I'm like learning, not just about players, but about like, you know, their futures and you know, what they've succeeded in doing. And it's really getting me inspired to learn even more and more. So being here tonight, you know, watching these players make history is great. It's great seeing.
Yeah, people don't realize what athletics do for a person. You know, it teaches you a lot about teamwork, giving back to your community, work ethic. You know, you come to school here in St. Charles Parish Public Schools, and you have the best. You have the best in the classroom. You have the best equipment in the classroom. You have the best stuff on the football field. And that puts our players to be in a position to play the next level. And if they don't have the opportunity to play the next level, they have a great opportunity to be successful members of society.
And the quarterback tries to run down the middle. He gets stopped here with a gain of no yards, or a loss of 1 yard.
That brings up 2nd and 11. from the 26-yard line.
But yeah, like you were saying, being able to do so well in class leaves you with no worries on the field. So you just play your best. And then on top of that, they have great equipment to work with as well. So, having both those, it does put our football team on like a different level, right? Oh, and that was an incomplete pass. That was a great play here for defense for Hahnville.
Yeah, that was Lionel Irons, defensive back. Another, the son of Lionel Irons.
Wow.
Also a teammate of Daraine Dunmiles in 1992 to win the state championship. Yeah.
So that ties back with the, history and the community, coming together.
Yeah.
Seeing even like teammates, like teammates, sons and daughters, coming together as well.
Yeah, that was a great play by him. He saw it. He read that pass really well. He almost made a pick. If he would have made that interception, that would have been another pick six for Hahnville.
And flag on the play?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a hold on Thibodaux. Again, that play was extended longer than Thibodaux intended. And they have to hold, and Hahnville had good pursuit. They sacked the quarterback. I think Hahnville's probably going to decline this penalty, and they are probably going to just take it to the 4th down here if it's a hold.
And it's still 3rd and 11 here for Thibodaux. With 11 minutes left on the clock, and 11 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock, that clock's counting down for this last quarter. Thibodaux really wants to do something here with the gap and score so large.
Yeah, it's holding on Thibodaux.
So that'll push them back. Yeah, so seeing it here.
It looks like Coach Boyne actually took the penalty and pushed them back a little bit further, and it's going to be 3rd and 21.
So that leaves them really only one option open here if they're just going to play, throwing a deep pass here. And we're seeing that line up too with 3 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. There's only one play that can be made here. And we're seeing a great defense here. And a great pass leading to the touchdown. That's exactly what Thibodaux wanted to see. And the man-to-man coverage just wasn't enough here for Hahnville.
Yeah, that's that was number 10, Kamari Carto with the catch.
That's the first time we're hearing that name here.
That was about a 35-yard gain. Again, he got behind the defenders right there. It looked like they actually weren't. I caught it at the last second. Couldn't really tell. Looked like it might have been a cover 2, actually. Okay. And he got behind both of those defenders. It could have been man, but there was 2 defenders in the area that he was able to get behind and got the touchdown.
And so you said they need to be here for the 2-point conversion, but
yeah, they're going for 2 right now. That's going to help them narrow the lead. If they didn't go for 2, it would be a 4.
And as we see here, it was not good. So that really just puts Hahnville in a position to gain the ball without letting them get too big of an advantage or too big of a lead. Onto their own score here, and it's still 31-12 with 10 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. So here we got Thibodaux kicking the ball. Hahnville will be receiving. Thibodaux is probably going to want to kick it deep into Hahnville's territory. Get that chance for another turnover for them. Hahnville, I'm expecting to be able to rush the ball a little bit forward. We'll be paying attention here to Bennett Knockan. If he hits that ball, it'll be really bad for Thibodaux. They might kick short here. Let's see.
It's an onside kick.
And
I think number 6 recovered. That's Michael Props.
And here we'll be starting at the 44-yard line for Hahnville. And that's good starting for Hahnville because, that gives them not too much distance to cover before that end zone.
Yeah, it'll be a 56 yards to get to the end zone, and then they're also not far out of field goal range for Miles Borey either.
So yeah, they didn't kick too hard here.
Yeah, that was an onside kick. They were trying to recover the ball and get them an extra possession. That would be almost like another turnover right there.
Okay,
right?
I see.
Thibodaux can get them an extra possession, and they need the extra possessions right now. That's got to be pass interference.
Yeah.
Yes. Pass interference on number 6 right there, Robert Tolbert. The play was intended for number 14, Aaron Williams. Aaron Williams had a couple steps on him. Not a bad play by the defender, because if the defender doesn't interfere with him, it's another touchdown for Hahnville. So sometimes you might do something on purpose to get a penalty to avoid them getting a touchdown. I think that's what happened right there.
Yeah, because that was a great play by Hahnville's offense here, just being able to make it past the man.
If they score a touchdown right there, the game's over.
Yeah. They don't want to let Hahnville open that gap even more than it already is. And so that pushes Hahnville forward a little bit. All right, flag on the play.
Flag on the play. Coach Boyne is hot. You got an extra man on the field right there.
Oh,
Legal
man,
substitution.
throwing that hat off.
Yeah. I understand. Those are the things that's frustrating. You practice it. You got so many different packages, so many different players going in and out. You practice it at practice, but it can get confusing on the sideline, and it's so frustrating because you practice so hard. But there's a lot going on down there.
It really shows, experience through play. Can prevent that a little bit, but when you have, more players on that field, there's always a chance of that penalty occurring. And here it seems like Fabian Celestine just rushes through the middle with a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah, he gained some of the yards back from that penalty. It's going to bring it to 2nd and 11. We have 10 minutes and 18 seconds left to play.
Yeah, we're really probably going to see Hahnville just try to gain that first down and run down that clock. I'm not expecting any big plays here, but who knows? That offense is great here. And we have 3 receivers on to the left and 1 to the right here.
Yeah, expect them to keep feeding the ball to number 1 right here.
Running back to the left here. Crosses. And he's not able to make too many yards again, but that'll be 3rd and should be 8. 3rd and 10. Nine minutes and 25 seconds left on the clock. Let's see what can we expect from Thibodaux here for this 3rd down.
Well, Thibodaux might send the blitzer right here, rush the quarterback. They can use a pick, maybe a pick 6 right here. So they might send the blitzer, try to get in the quarterback's face. Because this is a throwing down, 3rd and 10. I believe Hahnville's still going to try to get the first down, even though the clock's running out.
Yeah, Thibodaux.
You can also get a fumble right here, if you was to rush and sack the quarterback.
And Hahnville really wants to avoid that sack, because it'll just lead right into punt position.
Yeah, a punt's not bad. A punt's not bad in this kind of situation right now. You've wasted some time off the clock. You're in a position where you can punt the ball and you can get it inside the 10-yard line.
Get it really deep, yeah.
And we saw that with Hahnville twice tonight, where they punted the ball and they got it inside the 10. One time they got it the 1-yard line.
And just led right to another turnover for Hahnville. Just getting that ball back into possession, leading into what would later be a great lead here for Hahnville. All right, and we're seeing Hahnville with two running backs, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Seems like they just handed it over here.
Yeah, Hahnville just decided they're going to run the ball. See, it's going to keep the clock going down. Hahnville can take the clock down all the way to about 8 minutes and 20 seconds. So, every time you run a play, you can run 40 seconds off the clock. That's how long the play clock is. This in position right here. I expect Hahnville to go for it. If you turn it over, you're still turning it over in your territory, giving Thibodaux quite a ways to go for a touchdown. So,
And I'm expecting them to make it to that first down here.
yeah, I'm expecting another run right here. Doesn't really matter if you get the first down. You're gonna punt it. You can burn some tons.
And it's a punt. It seems like it's a good bounce here for Hahnville.
Yep.
And it leads them behind their 10-yard line.
Yeah, and that was a quick punt by the quarterback right there, Landon Teague. So that was a good idea. What the coach did was he kept the quarterback in the shotgun, and what that did for Hahnville was Thibodaux couldn't put any receiver back because they had to play for a runner or pass, stop Hahnville from getting the first down. But Teague got a good punt off. There was nobody to receive it, and it rolled inside the 5-yard line.
And so now here we are with 8 minutes and 13 seconds on our clock. Thibodaux will be starting us off with offense. Hahnville with defense. Still 31-12 here. Hahnville with that big lead. And it'll be 1st and 10. All right. Player in motion for Thibodaux.
It's a 9-yard gain by the quarterback, number 3, Damian Robinson.
And that clock's still counting down here.
Yeah, Thibodaux's starting to run a faster tempo offense. They are already under center, ready to get the snap off. I'm going to expect them to start throwing the ball a little bit more, and he's dropping back for pass. He finds number 4, but the pass is short and it's incomplete.
And I'm expecting him to try to reach to the outside to get that out of bounds just so the clock can stop.
Yeah, and your space is outside, right? You get away from the linebackers, you get away from the defensive line.
You make
so
bigger passes.
It becomes a one-on-one with the defender. If you could beat the one-on-one, you can get a big gain.
But as we've seen in the past, that might not always lead to their advantage if they're not properly prepared because, Hahnville's defense is great, and they can always lose that one-on-one.
Yeah, it's been a great night for Hahnville's defense. Also a great night for the offense.
Okay, here with 3 receivers to the right. But they're just running right down the middle here.
Yeah, that was
for
a
gain of
powerful
yards.
run by the running back for 11 yards.
And it really seems like they're just trying to make that those couple of yard gain or those first downs. But, as you've said in the past, they want to make the chunk plays, not the smaller plays. They want to make the big passes because that clock's counting down and they want the big leads.
I think Hahnville's okay with giving up these runs 6 or 7 yards at a time. What Hahnville doesn't want to do is give up the deep pass play right now.
And flag on the play here.
It looks like that's probably
going to be on Thibodaux.
I think it's going to be on Hahnville. It looks like we might have pulled the face mask and got the guy's helmet off.
Oh, man.
Oh, I see a Hahnville helmet off, too. Might be offsetting penalties, 2 unsportsmanlike conduct. See what the officials come up with.
7 minutes, 11 seconds left on the clock. Thibodaux's in the low range here, just before halfway through this quarter. And it was against Thibodaux here. That'll push Thibodaux back. And that'll give Thibodaux even more of a disadvantage here. We'll really see how they'll lead for the rest of the game here. Yeah, I'm really expecting those big plays. That'll be 2nd and a mile.
Yeah, 2nd and looks like
15.
16, 17 yards.
2nd and 15 here. And Thibodaux with 1 receiver to each side, 1 player in motion, 2 running backs on each side. And it's a sack, it seems.
Yeah, big play right there by number 0, Raymond Williams, defensive end for Hahnville.
You know, seeing those big defense players here. Raymond seems to be waiting for that play. Pushing them even way farther back here.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 26. They're going to have to throw the ball right now. They're running out of time. They got to make some big plays. Big splash plays right here.
And we're listening to Hahnville's band really build up that anticipation and excitement to see what Thibodaux does and how Hahnville acts against it. Seems like there's a flag on a play here.
Looks like it's a timeout for the Hahnville Tigers.
All right.
So, Alik, we came in here today expecting a good ball game. We got 6 minutes and 4 seconds left in the 4th quarter, and you know Thibodaux came in here 5-0, and you know on a win streak, and Hahnville was in here 4-1 with a loss to Terrebonne. We expected a big game.
We did, like a close game here.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Hahnville. You know, we got a 31-12 lead going with 6 minutes left in the game. This is going to be an impressive win for the Hahnville Tigers. It's going to propel them into the future. They got some big games coming up. They got East St. John coming up next week.
Yeah, we have East St. John on the 24th, so it is a couple weeks from now, but it is coming up, and I'm excited for it.
And then on Halloween night, if we can keep this momentum going, and you know, Destrehan's coming into their home on Halloween night is going to be fantastic. Right?
It's going to be a really big night here at Tiger Stadium for Halloween.
We need to have our 2 St. Charles Parish teams keep the winning streak going.
Yes, we do.
Have them competing for the district title and have the stadium full. You know, the stadium will be rocking.
And that was a great play here, but it might just not be enough for Thibodaux here.
Yeah, Hahnville's giving up quite a bit of cushion. They're okay with these 10-yard gains.
And I'm expecting the punter to come out here. They're 9.
Well, they're going to go for it right here because
4th and 9.
they only got 5 minutes. They have to score on this possession. Even though they deep in Hahnville's territory, they can't get rid of the ball. Hahnville just next possession will just better basically run the clock out.
And we have 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left here. And as you said, they're going for that pass, and it was an incomplete pass. That'll be a turnover to Hahnville.
Yeah, that was a good pass by the quarterback down the field to number 0, but Hahnville was on tight coverage right there.
Yep, man, right there blocking him here with 5 minutes and 18 seconds left on the clock. That'll give it to Hahnville. And Hahnville will be in Thibodaux's territory.
Yeah, Hahnville, they're going to try to score again just because they're going to try to move the ball.
Right.
I don't expect Hahnville to throw the ball down the field to try to score from this distance. I think they're going to try to run the clock. They're going to run the ball, let the clock run down as far as they can, take another snap. You know, 1 or 2 first downs right here, and the game's over. And
just build that, that gap. And here we have a player going for it down the middle, Fabian Celestine, with a gain of 2 yards.
He was running left right there. He kind of slips on the turf a little bit. If he doesn't slip on the turf, he might actually run it into the end zone onto the left side because he had plenty of running room. And number 5 was out stalk blocking. He had his guy all tied up. So he had some running room, but a slip and a fall gives us only a 2-yard gain. So it's going to be 2nd and 8.
And here, Hahnville still has, that advantage. So that one little slip up might not be enough for Thibodaux. And so here we have Hahnville, 2 receivers to the left, to the right.
Look for him to run the ball on the right side, right here, right behind the H-back. And he runs right behind the H-back.
Right through the middle. They're trying to push Fabian Celestine a little bit forward.
Yeah, that brings it down to 3rd down. 3rd down and 5.
And so they really are just making that clock run down here with 4 minutes and 15 seconds left on our clock.
Yeah, Hahnville can choose to pass the ball right now if they want to try to get the first down, but an incompletion is going to stop the clock. If Hahnville runs the clock down, we got let's see, Hahnville can run the clock down to about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. I think Hahnville is probably going to run the ball right here and let it run down or cause Thibodaux to take a timeout. They're in field goal range, but I think they might go farther on fourth down just to keep the clock running.
No, I think they will go for that little bit of extra yard gain and just go to fourth down. And that was a big play here by Fabian Celestine to gain a good amount of yards here. They might actually go for the field goal.
Yeah, he's going to be 3 yards short. I don't think Hahnville is going to come out on the field goal. They're just going to run the ball again, try to make the 3 yards. If they can make the 3 yards, they can pretty much run the clock out.
And, yeah, we're coming down to 3 minutes, 15 seconds left.
Thibodaux does have 2 timeouts when they're going to use them or even if the coach decides to use them.
We'll see what happens here. And Hahnville's just not lining up here. We're coming down to 3 minutes. 5 seconds left on the snap. All right. Clock's still counting down here. And what are we seeing here from Hahnville?
Well, Hahnville's lining up for the field goal. They try to extend the lead. It's also good. You got a good kicker. Let him get a rep right here,
And
kick field goal. Yeah,
increase of stats here.
It looks to be about a 37-yard field goal,
Which is
still
a difficult field goal.
You never know when he's going to come in this situation to win a game, so it's good to get that kick off.
And
Nice.
it is good. That was
Nice.
a great kick scene here by
Right.
Miles Board.
Right down the middle of the uprights.
And that's exactly what you want to see here from Hahnville to increase that lead. That'll put them to 34-12. 2 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock. Barely any time for Thibodaux to increase that lead, right?
Yeah, game's starting to turn out much like last year's game. Last year, Hahnville beat Thibodaux 45-21. We're at 34-12 right now. So again, the game's shaping up a lot, just like last year's game with Hahnville. Hahnville is going to be victorious tonight.
Right.
Ladies and gentlemen, the St. Charles Parish Public
And
Schools
Thibodaux will be lining up for a kick.
players that entering the field of play before, during,
Oh, I'm sorry. Hahnville will be lining up for a kick. Thibodaux receiving.
Violators will be subject to arrest and/or disciplinary action. Thank you for your cooperation.
And so, as we've seen here, tonight so far has been a great game. It hasn't really came down to that toe-to-toe matchup that we were expecting, but it was still a great game played here by Hahnville. We've seen Thibodaux's great defense here tonight, and we're about to see what happens after this kick.
Yeah, it's another touchback by Bori, man. He's a weapon for the Tigers this year.
He really is.
Yeah. Now, let's not forget, at halftime, it was a close game.
It was. It was still very close at halftime.
Yeah, it was a very close game. The game definitely wasn't at hand, I believe.
And there was this turnover after turnover. I was seeing it. I've been seeing it a lot this game, and I expect to see it, more going into East St. John here.
But Hahnville came out in the second half. They made some adjustments. Looks like Coach Boyne and his staff definitely made the right adjustments because Hahnville scored approximately 24 unanswered points in the second half.
So you said previously that Coach Boyne and you had a talk. Has any of that really made a big play here tonight?
Yeah, me and Coach Boyne, we buddies. We've coached together at Destrehan for a while, so I don't hesitate to text him or call him.
Right.
I'm gonna text him after the game, tell him good game. But yeah, he told me to look out for the same crew of players. Talking about Landon Teague and Fabian Celestine. He said they got a sophomore, had 80 yards last week. Look out for Jackson Porter. And we saw Jackson Porter make a good play on a screen play. I think that's the only time we called his name. But, hey, for a sophomore, that was a 30, 40-yard chunk play. That was big in that part of the game. And,
and it was unexpected, too.
Yeah, we didn't necessarily see a lot from Hahnville's wide receivers, Bennett, Nakan, Kavia Singleton, but we did see a couple big plays.
And it seems like there was a sack here.
But when you have players, when you have two solid wide receivers, a solid running back, and a solid quarterback, sometimes just having those good wide receivers opens up the game for the running back.
Yeah.
And when the running game's hot, that opens up the game for your two wide receivers when they start stacking the box. So Hahnville's in good position with talent. Again, one of the surprises that I've seen today, and I know he's always been a good player, but on defense, number 34, Leland Khalili, man.
Leland Khalili.
He had a great game. If I'm going to call a defensive player of the game is going to Leland today. Leland had a sack. He's been pressuring that quarterback all night.
As we've seen in a play just now here, Leland was right there pressuring that quarterback yet again. And there's 1 minute and 37 seconds left on the clock here. The game's really coming to a close here. We're watching Thibodaux as they make their last offensive plays. And it seems like Hahnville's doing a great job playing defense. And Leland Khalili, as we said, really has been pressuring their defense. And really, with Fabian Celestine as well, they've been pressuring their defense and cutting their stamina a lot.
Sometimes it's hard for me to see them numbers. I see Leland Khalili is listed as a running back in the program, but I'm pretty positive that's him that's been playing a little linebacker or tonight, making some big plays.
Yeah, being up here in the post box, it's really rough seeing the numbers on some of these players, but we definitely try, and we try to call out these names just to recognize these players.
Yeah, I mean, everybody likes to hear their name on TV. And,
right.
And I hope we're doing some of these players justice and getting their name out there. They may go back and watch this at home, and get to hear their name called. So,
and they always want to do that.
We definitely want to get it right, but sometimes it's a little hard, especially on tackles.
Right.
Who made the tackle?
When everybody powers up, sometimes you just don't get that jersey number, or it might seem off up here. But here we are with a pass play, and that'll give him the first down, but it seems like he tripped up, and it was out of bounds.
Yeah, talking about calling out players, we don't call about the offensive line a whole lot, but if you look right there, I believe it was number 52 for Thibodaux. That's Carter Claymore. He had a good block right there that definitely gave the quarterback time to make that pass.
And it's a flag on the play for the Hahnville Tigers here. That'll push Thibodaux just a little bit farther ahead. And, they're getting excited, but it's 39 seconds left on the clock. I'm not seeing Thibodaux with much playing room, but...
Yeah, that penalty was Hahnville. It's like an unsportsmanlike conduct. That's going to mark off 15. Those are the kind of things you don't want to see at the end of the game like that, especially in a close game, because they can come back to hurt you.
Right.
You need, but we got 30 seconds left. The clock.
I'm expecting them to make a good pass and try to make it to end zone here, get that last touchdown when it's so close, especially with that clock running down with 15 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, Hahnville has good coverage right there. But
and a great pass.
Yeah.
And it seems like, it leads to a touchdown, and that's exactly not what Hahnville wanted to see. They wanted to keep that gap open, but...
Yeah, zero ran a slant right there. He wasn't covered. That was Kyrene False, a senior wide receiver. But again, Hahnville's probably playing some kind of loose defense right there.
Right.
Yeah, this is not a play that Hahnville is going to go back to tonight and analyze the film and see what we did wrong. They were probably playing a loose defense
and kind of sort of, expecting it to happen.
I'd imagine if the game was tighter, Hahnville probably would have been in a different defense, playing a little bit strong, a little bit tougher defense,
just
a little tougher coverage.
Trying to get that closing to be fighting for that closing, right? So here they go for their 2-point conversion, and it seems like it is successful here. So that just brings them up that brings Thibodaux up to 20. So that'll be 34-20 with 9 seconds left on the clock. I think they're going to end the game here.
Yeah, it'll be a kickoff and maybe one play by Hahnville, and that'll be the end.
Yeah,
So-
but yeah.
Yeah, this is going to bring Hahnville's record now to 5-1 with a 2-1 district record. That's going to put them not on the top of the standings, but close to the top of the standings. And actually, it might put them at the top of the standings because I believe Destrehan beat Terrebonne. I'm not sure. I don't believe Destrehan lost any district games yet. But, yeah, that gives them one way that they're one game back in the standings. That's going to drop Thibodaux down to 5-1. They're going to be 2-1. So Thibodaux, Terrebonne, and Hahnville are all going to be 2-1. I believe Destrehan is undefeated. I don't know what they're doing tonight. But it's going to make a good race for the end of the season because Thibodaux got a good team. Terrebonne got a really good team. They beat Hahnville pretty well. And we know what Destrehan is.
Right.
So.
And so we're going to see here what
It's going to shape up to
do.
a good end of the season right here.
Yeah, it really will. It's really building up to that to that rivalry game against Hahnville versus Destrehan.
Yeah, and a lot of times in this district, it comes down to who's going to win, Hahnville or Destrehan. Who's going to win the district. So, definitely a homer want to see Hahnville be successful. And after Hahnville, I want to see Destrehan be successful. But it is nice to see two other teams competing to make this a tough district this year with Terrebonne and Thibodaux having good records.
And so we're really just waiting for that next game, East St. John, to really build up that hype a little bit more, seeing what's going to happen, how that will affect the stats. And that will be the end of the game here. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, Hahnville looked good tonight. Every game is a test. And, we talked about when they played E.D. White, this is going to be Hahnville's first test. They won that game pretty handily, right?
Right.
And then we went and played H.L. Bourgeois. We knew what was going to happen there. Hahnville did what they were supposed to do at H.L. Bourgeois. And coming into this game right here, again, this was the new test. You was running up against the 5-0 Thibodaux High School, a team that is averaging 34.6 points per game and have only given up 9 points per game. 39 points in 5 games Thibodaux gave up, and Hahnville scored 34 tonight. So
I don't know, Coach Landis. From what I'm seeing, that's a great score from here for Hahnville. Even though Thibodaux put up a great fight here, this was a great game tonight to watch.
Good showing for Hahnville.
Right.
Excited for Coach Boyne and his team. Excited for the cheerleaders lining up to sing the alma mater, the dance team, everybody, the band, everybody involved. The football team, when the football team's winning, you can attest to this because you're a student.
Right.
The days at school are better.
Yeah, they're a lot more motivated. Everybody's more inspired. Everybody's really hyped up, having fun. Coming to school with a smile on their face, right?
Yeah, so, I used to always say the school goes as the football team goes. If the football team's not having a good year, then
the school's having a little
the atmosphere. So, pep rallies are bigger. You're going to sell more pink links because people are excited, So don't forget to buy your pink links. Send them, Alik wants you to buy the pink links for the West Bank, right?
Yeah, right here.
Right here, yes. Let's help cure breast cancer. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Always making a lot of money for breast cancer. Again, the West Bank is the QR code on the left side of your screen right now. If you're on the East Bank and you want them, how do they say that, the dastardly Wildcats to win the Pink Link Challenge?
I don't know. Not too big on the rivalry, but I definitely think, you should go and, get those pink links, donate here for, breast cancer research. Right?
Yeah. And I'm sure everybody knows somebody who's suffered from cancer or breast cancer and things like that. Hopefully we're close to a cure, and it's nice to know that the student body of Hahnville High School and Destrehan High School and the Satellite Center and their health science classes put so much effort into collecting money, sending it into, I believe it's the Susan Coleman Foundation, probably, I believe, that is like the breast cancer research team.
So yeah,
and having a part in the cure.
Yeah. And so, yeah, that'll be it for us commentators tonight. This was Alik Ba commentating you here with Coach Landis. We had a great night here commentating for y'all. Reminder that we are coming from Press Play Productions. That's with the Satellite Center. And we appreciate everybody here who watched the game tonight. Remember that you can come back for us, which is Hahnville versus East St. John at October 24th. You can also watch our games with Destrehan, and our next game with Destrehan will be Destrehan versus Hahnville. That's a rivalry team, October 31st. Yeah, we're excited to watch you, or come back and watch us here tonight with the crew.
Yeah, hashtag We Are Hahnville.
All right, everybody, have a good night.
Since 1955, United Way of St. Charles has been here, serving our neighbors, supporting our families, and strengthening our community. St. Charles Parish is a place many of us are proud to call home. We're blessed with strong industry, thriving businesses, and a spirit of connection that runs deep. But behind the beauty of our parish, many of our neighbors are facing silent, often invisible struggles. Today, 43% of households in St. Charles Parish can't afford the basic cost of living. In Norco, that number rises to 51%. These aren't just statistics. These are our neighbors, our coworkers, our friends. They're retired individuals and those who have lost their jobs, now living with no food security. They are children who desperately need someone to advocate for them. There are mental health challenges quietly destroying families. And there are children who rely on our services just to have enough food at home. At United Way of St. Charles, we work to meet these needs head on. Focusing on health, education, and basic needs, we create programs and partnerships that give people a chance to build stability, regain dignity, and take their next steps forward. We don't just give handouts, we build people up. We help them to help themselves. And we do it with care that stays close to home. Every United Way is independent, guided by a local board of directors, made up of people who live and work right here in our parish. And 100% of your donation stays in St. Charles Parish, unless you wish to give elsewhere. When you give to the United Way of St. Charles, you're not just giving, you're standing beside a neighbor who's struggling. You're making sure a child is fed. You're helping a family find hope. Whether you live or work in St. Charles Parish, this is your community and your United Way. Let's live united.
This is where your passion for video becomes a profession. At the Satellite Center's Advanced TV Broadcasting course, you'll develop skills in multi-camera production, editing, lighting, and audio. Get hands-on experience, become certified in Adobe editing program, and produce professional projects for real clients. The best part? You'll have opportunities to get paid to work live productions across the school district. Talk to your counselor to learn more about how you can join Advanced TV Broadcasting at the Satellite Center.